Come on. Yeah. Just wait till that bell rings.
Hey, thanks for joining us, everyone. We're here with former host of Warcampaign, Ty. How you doing, Ty?
Hey, fantastic. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, absolutely. No, it's been great chatting with you. And talk with you just in Twitter chat, so it's nice to finally get a chance to meet you. I've seen you a couple times on the show, but I'm pretty new. I've been here since February, so yeah.
February, yeah, I left probably 3 months ago, maybe, give or take a few weeks, but yeah.
So it was just shortly after that. Like, what's it like to be back in the saddle now, like, with a nobody?
It's less pressure, maybe.
Yeah, that's how I feel every time I do this show. It's almost like there's absolutely no pressure at all. So, yeah, it's great. No, we've had some good turnouts. We've had some good guests too, and so it's been fun. You know, I just started building it this year. This is a new thing. Like the name Word Nerd is not just like a moniker. Like, I'd rather just be sitting here working on scripts alone, maybe having a drink. I kind of keep to myself. The things I do like to do is solo shit. So that part of it's something I'm trying to add in, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time. I remember when Ethan had around, I found his channel when he was around maybe 20,000 subs.
Yeah.
And I think he's around 132,000 now. So, I mean, it takes time. It takes a lot of work. A lot of people who weren't here in the beginning don't realize the time that he put into his channel and his platform to build that. And the same goes for Warcampaign. I mean, we started off on a whim. Hey, let's stream. And we did it, and they built that thing. We built that thing, and now they're doing a D-Live deal, and they're building that. I think they're near 1,000 subs on that. So, I mean, it just takes time and a lot of effort, more than I think people realize.
Now, it was originally you four, right? You guys just started out streaming, just the four of you, or did...
Yeah, we were kicking it around. We met up in, like, Zach's chats, moved over to Ethan's, and we were in a private room together, basically, and the shit that we were saying was funnier than anything we were seeing was seeing on Twitter. So we're like, man, why don't we just do our own thing and try this stream thing? I think it was Rose's idea, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. And I actually missed the first show because I had to work early the following morning. I think Sketch Therapy actually was on the very first show, and then I think I came in like the second, and from there on.
Incredible. That is incredible. He was in the first show, you said?
Yeah, he was on the very first one. I think it was a disaster because he basically took over the show. Like, he was the host. So
holy shit, huh?
Yeah. You know Sketch, right?
I mean, I've seen him in the chat and stuff. Yeah, I think I've seen one stream. I mean, no wonder he's so attached. I mean,
I mean, I think he means well. I think he means well. He's a good dude, but he likes to talk. So
yeah, no, I love it when he likes to talk. I know when all this shit happened this year, I was definitely on the receiving end of him, and I mean, it's what it was. I don't really care. I mean, he ended all of his sentences with bitch, so I just kind of got used to that after a while. Like, the first couple of times, I'm like, is this guy calling a fucking bitch? And then everybody's getting called a bitch at the end of the sentence. I'm like, okay, that's just his period. So that's just his period at the end of the sentence. So yeah, so I got used to that shit, and he's doing his own thing now. Isn't he doing his own streams now?
I'm not even sure. I don't even see him around on Twitter unless he's going under a different name. I'm not sure. I'm like completely out of the loop on it and on everything. So
yeah, I mean, we've had a few Twitter exchanges, but nothing real. I don't think it was anything really detrimental. I think it was more or less just the animosity that was on social media, and the emotion of everything that was going on. I mean, I don't have as much history as you guys, but I know there's been a drastic change since the beginning of the year in February when I showed up, when everything was fucking linear and everything was tight, and I felt like, I'd been, my love for comics had been re-energized. There was an energy that was there that, not only contagious, just from the outside looking, it's contagious, but also like the brotherhood with everybody. Everybody's really cool. Fucking loved it, man. I like the idea of making free comics. I've never submitted to major publishers except Dynamite in 2014, and I walked away because it was an acquisition form. Like if I wouldn't have read it and known what was going on, the dude would have took my fucking IP. So I fucking walked. But other than that, like I got in with an independent studio, and then I just from experience talking with people in the industry, reaching out to people who had experience, I just realized that I didn't feel like it was a good fit for me. I didn't feel like I could be myself, which maybe isn't the reason to not get into it, but it just seemed like, I guess the only other way to say it, like I didn't even know what to call it then, but now I know what to call it, that it's a fucking nest of SJWs. Like all the guys, like fucking Jim Zub fucking stepped on me. That guy's a fucking pussy. Fucking, I don't care. I'd say it right to his face. Same thing with fucking, it was a nest of SJWs that fucking did the Creators for Creators. I submitted like that to that like a fucking dumbass, thinking that, oh man, $30,000, that'll be great. I can do my entire series, and it's like, what is it, like fucking Iron Spike? It was fucking, she's a bunch of them, red haired. What's her name there?
Simone.
Nope.
Gail Simone.
Super red hair, Sue DeConnick.
Oh yeah, Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Kelly Sue DeConnick was in on it. They were all pitching money for it. There was just a bunch of them. I don't think Gail Simone was in on it. I have to go back and take a look at it. But whoever they picked, I mean, it's been quite a few years since the first one. Jesus, the artwork was disgusting, and it was this story. It was like pretty much a remake of the Wonder Years, and she got $30,000 to do that comic series. And it's not something I would have wiped my ass with. I was so upset. But then I realized what it was, that I don't think there was any real chance that I was going to win anyway. They picked it. I don't want to say maybe that's the type of comic that they like, but it just didn't seem like they were giving someone a chance to go long term or something. Like it was just it was a female writer, and I've never heard anything about it since. But yeah, so that's just a couple of examples in mainstream where I run into people like that. Alex Irvine too as well. He's like super left. He gets on my fucking nerves. He stepped on me when I first started.
No kidding.
Just people like that, like fuck them.
What happened with you and Zub?
Oh, Zub, I actually was getting ready to submit for that, and I was building my project, and I was asking him for advice on a log line. And I'd been following him, and I've seen that he's done a lot of work for like companies that I would want to work for, that I would have wanted to work for at the time. So I reached out to him, and I gave him a log line that said basically, Hayward Saints 8 is like X-Men, only instead of a school and mutants, it's a post-apocalyptic hero force from the future. And then I went into a little bit of the story of it, and he was just like, they're nothing like X-Men. That's nothing like X-Men and all this. And I'm just like, it's essentially just as a group title. You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously, and so like he stepped on me with that pretty hard, and he was pretty abrupt about it, man. Like, and I'm not sensitive, but when I first started my career, it's like these are supposed to be these. I had this idea like there was this brotherhood in comics that I was gonna meet these people, and they're all going to be very cool, like the characters in the books. And I was naive when I first started out. You get this image of what mainstream is like by reading the comics and seeing people like Stan Lee who are so great, have that charisma and all that. And then when you get into DM or talking with somebody, or you reach out to them, you find out like there's a bunch of fucking dicks out there, and they see it and they don't want people to come up. That's what was the feeling that I got. Like nobody wanted talent to come up, and they didn't really want to be bothered with anything. It's just its own in the first place, man. Don't tell people that who are new, and like tell them you're gonna talk to them, and what it is. The way that I look at it is like if I would have met someone up and coming, like I'm not sensitive, I can take it on the chin, but it's just these are the kind of people that now after the fact I see, like, okay, so these are the SJWs, the industry. These are the people in the industry. These are the people that there was something wrong with these people that I couldn't really understand. Like in life, the way I was brought up, like I wasn't brought up that way. I feel like Comicsgate is a home because this is the way I was brought up, to not have thin skin and to have character and do those kind of things. And you see people like that, and you're like, fuck, what the fuck's wrong with them? You know what I mean?
Right. You obviously weren't a part of the club. I mean, your first strike was you're a straight white male.
Yeah.
You could have at least dyed your hair pink, the tips or something, to at least try to fit in, Ryan. I mean, come on, man. Get with the program.
Yeah, it'll cover. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking of a color. The gray starting to come in a little bit there. I'm pushing up on 40, but yeah, I mean, pink is. We can just put a pin in it, I suppose, and just maybe put a pin in it for later. Yeah. Hey, I got.
That's disappointing to hear about Zub, because I knew he was probably leaned left, but I didn't know he was an SJW actually. So,
yeah, he was
disappointing.
Yeah, he's posting and chumming on Twitter with Renfamous, and I saw that actually the other day and actually posted about it. I could find the tweet, but it was I just called both of them. I was like, yeah, you fucking consorting a couple of SJW fucks. I can't wait to fucking. What was it I said? Yeah, I can't wait to prove you wrong because you're talking shit about my writing. I was like, I can't wait to fucking prove you wrong. Ren said the same thing too. She said I was a shitty writer. She's never read anything I wrote. You fucking idiots. What do you think? You're fucking smart? Ed Greenwood gave me a letter of recommendation for Hayward Saint He read all 4 issues, and he compared it to, quote, a masterpiece and a symphony.
Damn. High
and
praise.
That's Ed Greenwood, who wrote Forgotten Realms, he's creator of Forgotten Realms. He wrote for Marvel, DC. So am I going to listen to those 2 clowns, or am I listen to a guy who's arguably the most influential fantasy writer of the 20th century to current? Like, you know, there's very few that have written more sci-fi fantasy than this cat. Probably Stan Lee's had more works, but not more words, because he wrote novels and shit. Yeah. So, fuck them.
Yeah, well, I read Ren's little story in Deadbeats, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it. I don't remember anything about it. So
there's nothing unique or memorable about it. She got through it, though. At least she got through it, though. She deserves a fucking round of applause for that, for not flaking, at least.
Sure. Tip the cap. She's been published.
Yeah. Got her participation trophy, and
right.
Now she's blazing us up on Twitter. Talk about Ren, recent drawing, someone said. Oh, Daniel Harwitz showed up. Nice, dude.
Hey, Steve's saying he needs the link.
Oh, yeah, no, I got him right here. I got the real Steve Dye right here.
Ah, there he is.
Yeah. I just didn't look for it. How's the level?
Hey, it's not bad, man.
Sound great, Steve. Where in the hell you been?
Right on. Oh, you know, bro. Riding my dirt bike. Hurricane came through, and I did a little jet skiing off the coast. Swells were up. Been good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, awesome. No, thanks for setting.
Tyler asked, then I'll do it. Fuck it.
Thanks for setting this up, Tyler. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, Steve. That's awesome, man. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, I figured if we were going to talk about comics, Steve was the first guy that popped in my mind, so that's why I mentioned him.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you also you were the editor for Vestige 1, right?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I've got the book right over there. It's a good book.
Right on.
Yep.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah, we were just talking about, like, just starting up when I was getting my lumps coming up through, and I was kind of laughing about it a little bit because, like, I knew there was something wrong with mainstream. Like, I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't like the people coming up through. I was like, man, are these kind of people that have to fucking come up through to, like, try to get a job? Like, is this what all mainstream? You just keep running into people, like, there's something fucking wrong with these people. Just socially, like, there's just something, like, and so when I got to Comicsgate, I realized that they're labeling that these people are like gatekeepers. These are SJWs. These are people that are fucking. That's what's wrong with them. It's just like a common ground that's between all of these people that have our mainstream industry in a chokehold. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to admire it, but I want to see people honor it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your story is very similar to John Malin's. I mean, he was actually in the industry, and he had, you know, this chick Alana Smith as his editor. She's the one that said, "Make no mistake, even if Trump loses, we'll remember who voted for him." I mean, imagine having that as your editor. So, I mean, that's why I'll always respect Malin, because it took big balls to say, "Fuck you, I'm gonna go do my own thing."
Yeah, especially after already being in the work that he put into. So. Yeah, I know he started out over at Digital Webbing Presents. And so the guy that lettered my books, Ed Dukeshire, the guy who published John Malin for the first time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought he started at Image.
Well, I looked online to look it up because it's actually in the Digital Webbing forums when he was published. Because he published on Digital Webbing Presents 1, but it was like a summer issue. So they already did Digital Webbing 1, and then they did like a summer edition, and I was looking at it, and it looked like he may have been published at Image in one issue, and then he did that first, but it was right close there when he started over with Rob and company, and then Digital Webbing Presents, because yeah, you can still go on the Digital Webbing Presents forums and see stuff about John Malin getting published over at Image, and like how he was published in Digital Webbing Presents 1. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because I looked it up to try to find out which one he was published in first, so I could see what his first publishing was.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so Ed Dukeshire letters my books, and honestly, if I had a choice, I don't think he's gonna be able to letter my books anymore if I'm launching Comicsgate, because he has his own career and and so all of that. But he lettered my preview pages. He did these favorite Saints 8, but I'll bring it in close. He actually, here, let's see if I can get it close enough so you guys can read the letter of Ryan Palmer. Let's see if I can get that glare off of there. At the end there, you see Ed Dukeshire?
Oh yeah.
Right there, yeah, and he's the one who designed this Hayward Saints 8 title lettering too. Because I didn't have anybody to do graphic arts for that, and he was like, "Dude, I had something, I can't remember what it was I designed," and he was like, "That's stupid, man. I'll help you out." And so he designed that. Like I designed the 8 and everything, but he did the actual lettering for that, all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks good, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's not too bad. All the stuff in here is not too bad. Our guys are good. I mean, I've got like 4 stories in there. I've got a PDF too. I was going to show you guys later if we had time, but I was lucky to get in with them. I think that was my saving grace, because trying to come up through and that stuff makes you feel kind of lost. Like the way that I was brought up is completely different than the way these fuckers act. I was shamed that human beings act. I can't believe that someone would fucking. But I guess it's just the way my dad was. My dad was very cool, and so. I think he just raised me right, just the right things. Have thick skin, have character, don't be a piece of shit, you know. And so I say, well, you know, I mean, I didn't want to elaborate and get into it because it'd probably be boring. So I was like, I just gave you the short version. Just don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Everything that entails, like, just do that. So yeah, and so that world doesn't even make sense to me. So anyway, I was lucky to get in with these dudes because these cats are good. Jesse Hansen is a former Marvel inker who owns Cornerstone. And he's the guy who taught me comics, really. He referred me to a bunch of dudes. I talked with Paris Cullins from DC. I got to do my first show with him. And I got video footage and everything. I was hanging out at the convention, and he actually wrestled me into his interview. Like, there was these people from Southern State that came up to interview him, and they had like a web show. And they were interviewing him, and this is a guy that's worked in comics for like 35 years. He's done Archie comics. He created Blue Devil for DC. He did a Nintendo cover. He did like Hanna-Barbera. He did Archie comics, a bunch of shit. So they want to interview him, and then halfway through, because he was there with me, like through the studio, kind of helping out. Like we were running like a corner together. We had a couple tables together and shit. And then he just grabs me by the shoulders, like he's kind of a big guy, just grabs me from behind while I'm talking to a customer and just wrestles me over. And our writing lead, he's actually here. Dan was there with us when we went to that show. Yeah, he's right here. He popped in and said, "Hey, man. Yeah, this is our writing lead over at Cornerstone. Hey, I'm glad you made it, dude. Thanks for coming by." Yeah, and so he was there with us. We were all representing that show together, but it was cool that Paris shared the interview. Like, just people like that, man. That studio's magic. Like, everybody's been very cool, and so in a way it's a conducive creative environment, and these guys are very sharp and they know their shit with comics, so the stories are unique. We work together to make them that way, but just everybody's really cool. Just like I said, like, nobody's a piece of shit. So
yeah, it helps to have a good team around you. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely. When you just get to work, you know, you don't have all the headache. You know, people saying, "Oh, I don't know who you voted for. I'm never gonna forget that shit. You fucking," you know, you don't have evil shit hanging around you while you're writing. You'd think that'd be inspiring, but in real life, it's not. Like, it's not like something, unless you can channel it somehow. But they don't make good comic book villains. They're just really good real life villains.
Absolutely.
If you had to read that in I mean, if you read some mainstream stuff, you're reading them, but yeah, like if you had to read that, I think in a comic book, it'd be boring. But in real life, it's just a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. So
definitely surround yourself with good people. So what's your program with your book, with Hayward Saints 8?
Yeah. Hayward Saints 8. What do you mean the program? You mean what's it all about?
Well, sure, but more no. Yes, but also, what are you trying to do? What's your plan?
Oh, my plan is to publish. Well, starting out, I want to publish a double issue. I have 4 issues written. I want to do a 48-page graphic novel starting out. I've got Carlos Villas to do the cover. He's already started, and I've already paid him, and so he's just fitting it in between his. We've got time, so he's doing some other commission stuff, and he's been chipping away at it. and then he's going to do the cover. He was a colorist for the Iron Maiden, Megadeth tribute issue of Heavy Metal Magazine, and he's done like a bunch of album covers and stuff, and he's phenomenal. He's a renderer. He does everything. He's a renderer, so I'm going to have him do the cover. It's part of the plan. I'm going to have a variant cover done by Dheeraj Verma, who worked over at Marvel. He did Invincible Iron Man. These are all studio members, by the way. All my team members are always Cornerstone guys. These are all commissioned artists through the studio. So the studio has quite a roster of guys. So we've got Dheeraj Verma. He did Invincible Iron Man. He did Transformers for IDW. He did 14 issues for Brian Pulido, Lady Death. He did, I want to say, contributed to making him a millionaire. He had a huge crowd fund when they went to Kickstarter. I think they made over $300,000 with the issue he was involved in when they crowdfunded. But he's done a bunch of issues. What's that?
I have a more important question, but I want to put a pin in this real quick and
go ahead
and revisit. There is a Megadeth tribute edition of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, it's actually Iron Maiden.
When was that?
I'll have to
look. And Megadeth. Yeah, Megadeth.
Here, I'll look it up. He was the colorist, so he does rendering. But on this issue, there was another pencil artist and inker, and he just came into color after. Here, I'll look it up.
Well, I gotta get my hands on that. That escaped my attention.
Let me grab that.
No, but back to what you were saying. Does your team? Are there?
Oh,
You said you might have to go another way with the letterist. The rest of the team.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah.
In this market.
Yeah, all the other team members are all going to be solid. It's just for him, especially because he works mainstream. And when he was doing this for me, I wasn't Comicsgate, and I was straight up with him and just told him that I was. And he's working mainstream work, and he just can't right now. So he's got a bunch. It's been a while since we worked together too. So I guess so we're good friends. We're just going to go our separate ways on this particular project, but I appreciate Duke. His advice has been invaluable. He was super fucking kind to me. He's a real good dude. Real good dude. I suggest anybody fucking hire this guy because he's got the wisdom. He's seen a lot of books at the last stage, but because he's colored so many books and he's so fast. He's working over at Boom Studios right now, but yeah, I would definitely suggest you hire him. He does all kinds of independent work. He's very fast, so he can take on a lot of work. He's usually never full, because he can keep his own work up, and he takes on a shitload of indie, and he's busy, but he's never been not able to. I've never seen him not take a job because he was too full. So, what I'll do for you, Steve, is I'll find it here, and then Iron Maiden guitarist. Let's see, developers, Iron Maiden Legacy Beast. I wish I could remember.
We don't have to do it during the show. I could find.
Fuck, I'll get you the link. I'll get you the link for it, dude. Yeah, it's been a little while since he's done that, but he's legit. His name's Carlos Villas, and so that's the guy. He lives in Mexico City, so he works as a commission artist through RSU remotely, and he's one of my favorites. And so I've been looking for an opportunity to work with him, and so this was it. But yeah, man.
What time frame are you looking at?
End of the year. I'm building up for the end of the year. I'm paying off Carlos for the first cover, and Dheeraj is next, and then Dheeraj is going to be doing. I want to try to get a wraparound cover. We'll see. We're going to talk about it, but the main image is definitely going to be Baby Mammoth Monk with the girls of Authorbomb Books, which is the Gix and Eva Bexby and Meteor Marley. They're going to be the three, and so we're going to dunk on Marvel because Baby Mammoth Monk makes Baby Groot and Baby Yoda look like fucking Jerry's kids. So that's an old joke. Not everybody would get that reference.
So what's the basic premise of the book? Pitch me the book.
Oh, okay, fantastic. All right, I'll do that. I've got it written in the front of the book here, but I'll just do it. It's been a while since I've done the elevator pitch. Here, let me go.
Yeah, now you said it was better than Exo Man of War, so.
And then yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got the 8 characters that are here. I think I can't remember if I got the image in close, but it's yeah. Actually, I've got a ton of artwork, dude. I don't know why I'm messing around with flapping this fucking book in front. I can share screen, but basically the idea behind the story. Let's see. There is a live folder. Okay. This is the story for Hayward Saints 8. 2525 AD, the Age of Armageddon heroes are recruited by guardian angels to fight for creation and stop demonic-influenced supernatural evil from destroying all life. The 8 failed to prevent the apocalypse and are sent back into our time as a last resort for a redo. Our government intercepts them on arrival and does something unexpected, enlists them and gives them jobs. And so the book's called Hayward Saints 8, Federal Offensive Responders, U.S. Division. And that's what the book's all about.
So
It sounds kind of...
What do you think, Steve, in your professional opinion?
Offensive responders. In other words, they show up and respond.
Absolutely. Yeah, they kick the door, and it's a different... in the setting of the story, the only reason why they're not locked up like crazy people and studied like in a lab is because Hayward Saint is a retired agent who has a desk job, and so they investigate this anomaly that happens at the beginning of the book, and it's shown in the preview pages. The anomaly is the angel sending them back in time, and then when he investigates them, interrogates them, he finds out the story that they claim to be divine appointed heroes, and they explain what they've faced in the future and the apocalypse, and he's seen some shit in his career that was unexplained, and it was enough doubt so that he was willing to hear them out and give them a shot. He felt that they could help.
Our heroes have been imported from some dystopian future.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely right.
Are they just are they advanced due to being from the future and they know more, or are they
well, it sounds
in some way?
I know exactly what you're saying, and so it sounds like there's a lot of story that's missing in between there, and this is an adaptation of my novel. So I have a 300-page book. It was my debut book that I self-published that has the origin story from this future time period, and it has 4 of the 8 heroes. Ultimately, it's this fantasy setting in the future after an apocalypse, after a nuclear fallout, and mankind emerges from these bunkers, and the angels have banished all technology. Okay, they've deemed that mankind is their own worst enemy, and they approach the emerging humans from these bunkers and make a pact with them to never pass the information of this old world down. Okay, so generations have lived underground, and so and so that's how the novel starts, and then it goes from there. It's just a supernatural good versus evil story where there's a divinity and an underworld, and they're essentially a metaphor for good and evil within us. So they're characters that don't really directly interact with the heroes. They just exist. And the novel's going to be 48 pages. The novel's 300. And it's just a novel. It's a straight up.
So are you doing more than one volume of the comic?
Yeah, I'd like to do 2. Yep, I've got 4 issues, so I'm going to do 2 double issues, 48 pages each. So the first campaign's going to be...
You're going to break a 3,000-page novel, so that's... Oh, hell, I'm not trying to do the math on that.
No, the novel's already done. The novel's already done.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But you're going to script it into 2 48 pages?
Oh, no, it's a completely separate story. Sorry, I wasn't clear on that, man. So I've got the 300-page novel, which is a previous story, and then the 4 issues are the introduction of these 8 heroes into modern day. And so that's where the book starts out. And so that was the idea behind bringing them back from the future, was to put them in a modern day and put them in a situation where they're like outsiders looking in at our society, so that we get that perspective of these heroes from another world, and we get to watch them from our perspective and see how they adapt and interact in our modern world. So it's cool. It's mostly a character-driven story. As well, the 8 characters are Riven Moonrunner. There's the Gix, that's a sentient AI. There's Intergalactic Knight. There's Komodos the Dragon. Anvil Kryn is the Awesome Angel. Eva Bexby is the Halvin. There's Mammoth Monk, and then there's Marshall Trainer, who's Ultra Ghost. So that's them. Yep.
Fairly solid premise, but you're going to need a sharp knife to cut all that stuff into script form for a comic. You're going to have to kill a lot of babies.
Yeah, it might need some work. I mean, I've had Ed go through it. It's been gone through by the guys at the studio. My writing lead was an intern over at Marvel and Valiant as well. Dan Horowitz, who I showed you here. So we've got some guys. He's a full-time writer, and his wife is a full-time writer as well. And we've all been over the scripts multiple times. And
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I understand what you're saying. It is a challenge to take a character-based story with 8 heroes and do it, but I think the pacing's good. I think the way that I did the story, I think I was able to pull it off and hit the note that we were looking for. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, you don't want to approach something like that with that many heroes and to try to make all of that story that I just told you fit into a comic. But
yeah, I'm definitely not cautioning you not to. I'm just kind of stating.
Yeah, you can run into problems.
Yeah, there's some challenges in front of you there.
Absolutely, I put a lot of thought into it.
And yeah, maybe if you've got that kind of staff on hand, maybe they have
absolutely
satisfaction. But
yeah, have 4 or 5 people with years of writing experience and going over it with me. And I wrote a lot of other issues before I tackled this. I wrote 8 comic books for them. I was very closely watched and referred to other writers and had my scripts read over very carefully before I earned the opportunity to manage my own project and do an adaptation of my own. So, realistically, it took a couple of years before I even started scripting this book for my novel.
What do you think, Ty?
I think if Ryan is looking for another set of eyes on it or an editor, I know a guy, and I hear he's pretty good. So just let me know, Ryan.
Oh, that sounds good.
I'll put in a good word for you.
Dude, that'd be tight. I'd love to send it your way and give you a read. Everything's all copyrighted for this anyway. I've already registered, and so it's not, it's covered. So I've already got PDFs like I sent out to Ed, like I said, and yeah, I definitely like the idea of working with people, get an extra set of eyes on it, get some more feedback. So
yeah, I'd take a look at it, but I mean, Steve does it. I mean, that's what he does for a living. So,
yeah.
I mean, just throwing it out there.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, if you're free, Steve, yeah, we'll definitely have to do that sometime. And I'll get you that link too for Carlos so that you can pick up that back issue of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, right on.
I saw the pages for it. It looked pretty tight.
I kind of knew you had something that you were working on, and that was about the limit of my knowledge. So thanks for filling me in there. I was curious about what you had going on.
Yeah, thanks for asking about it, man. I'd love to talk about myself. So when you asked me about it, I was like, oh, you mean me? Oh, okay. Well, don't mind if I do. And I'm like going through the whole book. So yeah, I get excited about it. I'm a little awkward socially. Like I said, I like to be by myself. So these things but you guys are really chill. So it's good. But
first bit of advice.
What's that?
Socially awkward. Don't go around announcing that you're socially awkward.
So I already fucked it. Well, fuck it. Now I can do whatever I want. Now that I know I already ruined it, then now there's no pressure.
Yeah.
You're right.
Just how I'd go with it.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep it to myself.
So what do you think? What do you think about the latest closing, Ty? I don't mean to just take over, Ryan, but when we talk about Ty, what do you think about Value? You're still reading some of that stuff.
Oh yeah. Me and Ryan were actually talking about it on Twitter. Before we came on here a little bit about. I was saying quietly, Exo Man of War's been good for years, and it's kind of flew under the radar because the rest of their stuff's trash. I mean, Ninjak is pretty good. Every once in a while, Bloodshot will have a good run, but hopefully those IPs free up and maybe some people in Comicsgate can snag some of those.
Oh yeah, I think I was sharing something.
That's interesting.
I think I was sharing something with you too about. I don't know if their IPs are ever going to get freed up because unless the place is liquidated, because they got a 9-figure investment, I think in 2015 from DMG Entertainment. It's a Chinese entertainment company, and I went to go look it up to get you that link when I saw what you posted, and I came across another link that was more current on 2018 where the company, I guess, had taken control of all the IP.
Oh shit.
And I don't know, I couldn't find any details on how it happened, if the deal went bad or if they just bought them out. I don't know.
So they gave them money up front for the rights to their IPs. Is that how it went?
They gave them 9 figures for them to do film adaptations of their already established comics. And so that's where we got the Bloodshot. And then Bloodshot came out, I imagine, after it was after 2018. So, yep. Yeah, because I was already in Comicsgate when that launched. I remember Heather Antros was already hired over there.
Right.
Being stupid, like, yeah, look at your popcorn, guys, and let's have Valiant movie night. with my friend. No, she said my new friends.
Oh, Lord.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was they got 9 figures, and they hired her because apparently they have money to burn. If you've got 9 figures worth of fucking funding, then you can afford to throw money away. So they said, what the fuck, let's hire her.
Right. Well, the Bloodshot movie wasn't completely trash. I mean, there were some good moments in it, but it just happened to release during all this Corona shit. So theatrically, it wasn't. It didn't get a chance to make the money it probably could have. So I think it bombed financially.
Yeah, I'm sure that made them rethink about what they're gonna go with forward, and then. But I can't believe that they hire Heather Antros. They're probably like, yeah, she looks like she could chow a hog. Let's fucking throw some money at her and see what fucking happens.
Yeah, I hear she has that reputation. So
yeah, she's doing something, man, because it ain't fucking comics.
Yeah, I mean, she's a halfway decent looking chick in an industry filled with fat nerds. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, she's moving through the ranks.
Yeah,
like they're not even there. It's just she quit Marvel. She's like, fuck you guys, and quit. Another company's like, we'll take you in. Straight away, like before her feet even hit the ground off the last step, they catch her and throw her in a fucking vehicle.
God.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking something else. Yeah, I got a funny story about her. I'm actually fucking personally connected in a way, kind of. I was referred to her like the day before the milkshake thing happened.
No
I was already starting to do comics. My midwife, her daughter was a roommate for all of my kids. She let me deliver 2 of my 3 kids. The third one, I didn't. We let the doctor handle it and stuff, right? But they found out I was into comics, and I got referred that way. Had no clue, completely naive, Was just starting. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. You referred me to a Marvel editor. That's fucking awesome, And so, like, I went to go talk to her about what I wanted to do and stuff. She was absolutely no help. I think, like, a year later, she ended up, I saw the milkshake post thing and never really saw anything more about it because I wasn't on Twitter that much. Like, I just reached out there because it seemed like she was there more. I was more on Facebook. And so, but I reached out and it was like, she wasn't really much help. And I was like, okay, so I guess that's that. I'm not really getting any help on insight on how to get an opportunity. And so I just went off with my studio thing. And then like a year later, I think she was what was it? She was doing this thing and I asked her about the seminar for the Kickstarter. And I messaged her on Facebook because I saw the post and I was like, "Oh, you're doing a seminar for Kickstarter? That's awesome!" Because I'd like to try to crowdfund this and that. And there's $400. She sent me the link, and I get there and it's $400, and I'm just like, "Nope."
Damn.
Boom. I just fucking walked away.
I don't blame
Never
you.
talked to her again. I was like, "That's fucking. I'm not paying you $400. If I had money to give you like that, I wouldn't be going to crowdfund. Like,
right.
To pay how to do crowdfund. Like, yeah. So that's what happened there. But yeah, but the milkshake thing happened right afterwards. I remember she posted the picture and there wasn't even any controversy around it yet. She just posted it. I was like, what the hell is a picture of a bunch of people out having a milkshake? I was like, that's fucking... All right. I'm just I'm going to do my comics. I didn't even think anything of it. It's like, oh, a bunch of chicks drinking milkshakes. Okay.
Has Valiant been getting their books out regularly? Because weren't they jacked by the Diamond thing?
I don't know, Steve. I'm not sure. I don't pay for anything that I read from the mainstream, so I'm not sure. I check my websites. If they're on there, I'll read them. If not, it's like I'll check back in a week or whatever. Not sure about that, Steve.
Yeah,
that's pretty good though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering about that. I was wondering, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Shutting down an office building in an era when you don't really need an office building is not necessarily the death knell for. It should be read that way.
Well, it was their headquarters, wasn't it?
Well, there's no but if they're dependent on Diamond distribution, they're shut the fuck down. They're just gonna start cutting costs. I'm sure, like maybe they got some issues done up ahead, and now they're at a point where like, well, fuck, we're so far ahead and we can't distribute anything. We're good. You guys go fucking sit the fuck down. It's on the float for a little bit, and then whatever, hire them back or whatever.
Yeah, I knew Titan mostly did digital, and yeah, man.
They're still
I
releasing
just don't
digital?
care enough to go down to. I don't care enough to go down to the local comic store and see what's going on. But I am kind of remotely curious when I see another company go down, or when I find out about
Yeah.
Diamond, all the distribution stuff. I think it's going to have ramifications for what some of us are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've thought about that myself, and the crowdfund model. Everybody talks about it in Comicsgate, and it's been successful for a lot of creators, and that's been very good. But when I published my book, my startup, Author Bomb Books, the logo's up in the corner there, but it's print on demand. So it's not really feasible that they do saddle stitch, but it's not really feasible for the customer to buy comics that way, to publish them that way. But they're available worldwide. I want to say, like, in novel form, they had 13 different languages. You can buy it at like Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, fucking Amazon. Fucking, you can get it on digital. It's available on digital too, on Kindle, on Apple and Kindle. Then it was Kindle, so they have Android. But yeah, like, it's available everywhere. You do it that way. You can just pick it up. So, like, publishing graphic novels though is feasible that way.
Well, but I would counter with, and that's good. And if you're in a position of trying to sell your work, you have to seek out whatever revenue streams you consider viable yourself after due consideration. As a reader, still like physical media, and I feel like particularly with graphic novels and comics that you're feeding into a bit of a nostalgia market where it's definitely. I don't know. I was reading a lot of digital Marvel at the point where I didn't want to read any Marvel anymore.
Yeah.
To read it, so.
Oh no, the digital's in addition, Steve. You have both. So when you order from Amazon or all these other places, you're getting a physical copy. But I just mentioned that in addition, you can set it up through, and I did set it up through Apple, and so they have like an option there where you can click where the book's available digital as well for people who prefer digital. So that's an option that's there. But these are all physical copies of the book. Like, and I heard since I published. From what I published in 2013, so it's quite a few years back. Was when I did my debut writing, and then then they didn't have it, but now they have like what is it, Real Color or something they call it, True Color, which is an option. True Color, which is an option for graphic novels, and so they'd added that from the time I published to now. I haven't published anything else new through them. I've done everything else just freelance, and we've gone through other print on demand, But yeah, so it's a viable option to set up and be your own publisher through Ingram Book Group. It's Lightning Source. It's just a straight up print on demand company, and they do all the distribution. You set it up, all your sales profit just goes straight in your PayPal. You don't have to do a fucking thing. They set the machine up and they'll print one book if someone orders it and ship it to them, and it's still profitable.
Damn. What do you think, Steve? Is that the way to go?
Well, I don't think that's the primary business plan at present, but I think it's good to plan on books that can hopefully be remarketed. I still think the money. I think people want a premium. They want thick paper, heavy cardstock cover, all that sort of thing. And I think that's the primary at this point revenue model for Comicsgate, at least.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think it's feasible. Oh, go ahead.
I'm very interested in what becomes the best strategy for being able to reprint these things in another form, not in their premium form. Only do it like really, really nice that one time. Respect your buyer, respect your customer, and all that. But that's part of the reason why I think 48 is a really great page count, because you should be able to have a break in your script essentially where you get like a bit of a mini cliffhanger on page 24 rather, so that you can split it into two books later and reprint it as a flop, if that becomes the most viable way to pick up some money on the back. That's what I
like that option. I like that idea, and that's exactly
what. I think it's all. For the time being, it's all about crowdfunding.
Yeah, I think that was Ethan was going to do that. He talked about that. After he shipped the premium edition, chopping it up and selling it, and that might have been selling it as a floppy. That might have been his plan going through Dynamite. But I mean, he could always do that through someone else. It'd be interesting to see what the Brightwisers, if they've made money on their Walmart deal, selling their comics through that, the way they did it.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing. They chopped it up and it's in Walmart now.
Yeah. Well, they're doing that from a storytelling standpoint, from an editorial standpoint. But yeah, the big flaw with that business model, Ty, is of course the returnability factor of a volume store like Walmart. You know?
Yeah, you got.
They're all returnable, and that's going to kill them.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I mean you got.
I don't know. You know, I mean, more power to them. If anybody can establish a way to sell more comics to more people, I'm down with that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be hung up by that deal.
Yeah.
I think in the important equation, part of the equation of that is you have to get, if you crowdfund that book, you got to get it to your backers first. I mean, they put that thing in Walmart first, and I didn't back it, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm outraged by it. But if I would have backed it, I'd be pissed off if it showed up in Walmart before it showed up at my door.
For me, it feels like even though I didn't back it, like it's not even about the personal purchase. And it was even before my time here. Just like I said, like the way that I was brought up, doing a crowdfund and then taking the money and taking a publishing deal and running to Walmart with it and not fulfilling the backers is it's unacceptable. Like it's just unacceptable. And people say that, everybody says, "Oh, I'm outraged," but Jesus fucking Christ, these people gave you money and you just left them fucking hanging. Like where I come from, if you did that to somebody on the street, if you someone give you money, go to the store, you walk up with it, next time you run into them, they're gonna punch you straight in the fucking teeth. You know, you walk off with someone's fucking $40-$50 or something. I mean, maybe it's not enough to fucking really scrap over. I guess if they're a good friend, you know, be like, "Ah, you're an asshole. Just pay me when you can," or you know. But honestly, like somebody you don't know takes $50 from you and just fucking goes off and spends it on something stupid. You know what I mean? That's
I mean, it's going on 2 years. I mean, it'll probably be over 2 years before the backers get it.
Yeah, it's fucking gone. They've already forgot. They already accepted the fact that their money's gone. They just called them a piece of shit and went on their way. But that makes other people look bad.
I gave them a pretty good chunk of it. I'm a sucker for Golden Age comics once in a while. It kind of had that vibe. And
I wish you would have got those comics.
I figure I'll get it someday, but I'm not going to like it near as much as I would have.
Well, no, you get it. All you have to do is go over to Walmart. You can pick up some Chinese cold cuts and then pick up your comic.
I'm not going to Walmart. It's not good.
Yeah, well, that's the plan. That should have been. I think they forgot to put that in the campaign. That back and all you have to do is pick up your no shipping. All you have to do is go over, walk your fucking ass over to Walmart and go pick up your copy, and you're good.
Yep.
Pay a small service fee to Walmart.
I mean, it looked good, like Steve said. I mean, it looks great, but there was just something about him. There was too many red flags. He always seemed like a guy who just had his toe in the Comicsgate waters. He wasn't fully vested in it, and so I just kind of backed away from it. And I'm glad I did.
He wasn't up to his neck and had his shorts off. You know what I mean? He was just dipping his toe. You mean?
Yeah, I mean, he saw an opportunity to come in and make $200,000 or whatever he raised for that, and he took that money and took it to whoever he took it to, and they gave him a deal, and now he's in Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for him.
Right.
It's just, it's super fucking dishonest, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good for him, but there's a lot more than that going on. I mean, I looked into it recently when I was talking with some of the guys. Blake Northcott, I heard Ethan was talking about her quite a few times on his stream, how he was thinking that she was going to come over and be Comicsgate. Well, she's over there at it's Allegiance, right? It's the startup that Brightwiser and his wife started as Allegiance, right?
Yep.
And that's what killed. And I suspected when they told me, when I went over and looked at the list of names, I was like, oh man, yeah, there's Kelsey, he's working on a book, and that's probably why I haven't seen him on so many streams, because they had the Jack show. I was like, is that why? And they're like, no, he addressed it, it's just he's not streaming. So he's busy, busy doing books or whatever he's doing, but...
Yeah, she's got a book I think she has a mini-series at DC also, and a couple weeks ago she came out with a tweet, something about diversity or anti-homophobic bullshit. It's like, where in the fuck's this coming from, Are you really going to preach to your consumers about this shit? We know this. You don't need to say this dumb shit. So that was a red flag with her, so yeah.
Yeah, and apparently she was good up until that point, they thought. But well, so they brought her in as a writer. Apparently she's a talented writer because I guess she's I mean, she's working over there for them at Allegiance, with people still affiliated with us over here at Comicsgate. But also, she had Catwoman come out at DC recently, and I think it was a bestseller or something. She sold like a fuckload of copies. Like, it did very well. It went back to print, I guess. But
what is very well now? Where is that bar set?
probably not much. I mean, I want to say
20,000.
Yeah, probably now. Yeah, a lot of the comics at 20, 30,000. Like, but Batman does like 30,000. Catwoman's not going to do that. But
I doubt Catwoman's doing 20,000, but maybe, I don't know.
with Blake Northcott writing his shit, like if it went back to print, they did around that. So yeah, so she's doing well with all of that. But just the same, that Allegiance thing's kind of. I mean, I'm sorry if it's their friends, but holy fuck, that sounds fucking dirty, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
shady.
That's like whoever's fucking friends. If everybody. Whatever, everybody likes fucking Kelsey. Like, I didn't see enough streams. I've maybe seen a couple of streams of him, so I don't know him. But, that what is it, Brightweiser or Bartweiser?
Yeah, Brightweiser.
Brightweiser.
Yeah.
Mitch Brightweiser and his wife. Yeah, they started. I read it. Who else was it? It was in there. Shit, there's somebody else, too. That I looked up a bunch of the names just to see what was up.
It is what it is. I was there for all of that. I don't feel like reliving it. What do you think about...
all right, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't care that much either. I was just thinking conversation. It's all good.
No offense. I know you're the host of the show, but I'm over that. Let's talk about something interesting. Let's see.
All right.
It's been like 50 years since Kirby left to go to DC.
Yeah.
It is how many decades since Image was founded? And then what's going on now?
Yeah.
Seems to be a mass exodus every now and again.
I think the
Yeah.
Comicsgate is.
What about we're going to see more people come over? I'd rather really talk about Fourth Wall, but if we're going to talk about anything, let's talk about something that's going to, there's going to be mainstream artists come over. Mainstream writers come over.
Yeah,
I think
so
we are going to see.
right. I mean, you're already seeing. You got Frege came over. Shane Davis. You got Rockefort. I mean, that's a start. Those guys are good. I mean, that's a start.
I can get more. Might take a little bit of time, but I think I've got a bunch of people that are that I'm talking to that are interested. It's just not a good time right now, but I'm absolutely positive that what you guys say is absolutely correct. There's going to be a lot more people there are a lot more people that are.
I don't even think it's about talking anybody into anything. I think it's going to become more and more evident to a lot of them that they're going to need money and they can do something over here because they're not making anything over there. Something's there.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they have a brain in their head, they'll see what's going on. I mean, Scott Snyder's already taken a step back from DC. Sean Gordon Murphy's going to do his own thing. I think he might still do his Batman pocket verse there, as long as DC has the doors open.
He's the Batman and the Outsiders guy that just like yesterday or something was like, "Yep, I'm tired of doing this superhero stuff." I was like, "Yep, probably tired of not seeing that paycheck show up."
Yeah, Scott Lobdell. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he'll cross over at some point. I think Ethan's friends with him. That's what I'd love to see in Comicsgate is a couple big name writers come over.
Yeah.
Do a book with Ethan. I mean, can you imagine how big it'd be if he could get someone to write? I don't know that he wants that, but to write Rainbow Brute, I mean, fuck, it'd be enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. More talent across the board, like you said. But have some more writers come in, and like I said, I've talked to some people that like it. It may not be a good time right now, but we'll see. We get some of these projects successful. I'm going to bring some guys in that I know personally. They're going to do some work for us. Guys that are very talented, and get them guys paid. And who knows? We chain some success together, get those guys some work, and get them going. It's ultimately just like what Steve knows his shit. It's about they want to make some money, and they believe in it. You know what I mean? They already believe in it, but they can't. They have to make money too. People got to eat, live. You can't live off morals. You can't eat it or feed morals to your kids. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, that's what it is. Like, these are professional artists. These guys that's their trade. So, yeah. So I'm happy to get it for them if I can.
Yeah.
Get some more talent in Comicsgate. That's what it's about. If people want talent and need a colorist, need an inker. I
Still
already
enough
told
of a
all the.
sucker to believe in that old rising tide thing. You know,
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of guys that are pretty creative that are making a little bit of money in Comicsgate right now, and I think more eyeballs come in, those guys might make still more money. Not like they're going to get swamped. Not like their little boat will get overrun with water. It might just rise up a little bit.
Yeah, I wondered about
absolutely.
that. No, that's an interesting thing because there are a lot of people that they could have that mental. I mean, I don't know everybody, but there are people that think that way. That if there's too many, there's too many mouths to feed around. I think I've heard some
It's
people mention it. You know what I mean? And it's
there's a lot
it's what it is.
more. I mean, I remember the days where you knew every book that was coming out and when it was coming out. Now I see a book, I'm like, man, where the fuck did this come from? Haven't seen or heard a word about this, and it looks good. Same thing with the people building their YouTube platforms. There was a time where you could keep up with all the streams. You know, Tug, Yellow Flash, Zach, Ethan. You could keep up with them all. Now, I mean, you can't keep up with all of them.
Yeah. There's more than you can. There's more than you can back. That's for sure. I backed a bunch of projects. I got like 6 books I'm waiting on now, and you know what I mean. And I got some here that arrived, and there's no way I could back all the books there. I think the next one I definitely want to pick up Carla Rose because I love that cover that he posted, and his artwork is incredible.
Yeah, Death Sworn.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. And then what was the one? Clayton Barton just came out with a new project. I want to pick that book up too.
Yeah,
It just happened to both be.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck, man!
goes
Yeah,
on.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the colors
It's
look
really
great on
good.
that art. Beautiful book. I want it.
It's
I
really
want it
good.
right here with
Well,
you.
yeah, it grows beyond the point where you can back everything, but then again, I don't know. Even when I used to spend way too much money at the LCS, I didn't buy everything they had. Picked up my favorite stuff. And the guy
Yeah.
that next to me was picking up a different batch of titles. He was getting all that Marvel stuff. He was getting all that DC stuff. But, you know.
Either
That's
of you
right.
guys have either of you guys read Donny Cates' run on Thor yet? Read any of that?
I haven't.
I'm really
I'm
interested.
not doing that.
No.
I'm not doing it unless you tell me I should. I still probably won't.
Well, I was waiting until he gets about 12 issues in, and then I'm gonna check it out.
Oh yeah.
But I'm hearing good
let me
things
know.
about it. Yeah, I mean he writes good
Alright.
space opera shit, man. His Thanos run was fucking incredible, dude. If you haven't read that,
Thanos
Thanos
run is
wins.
good.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
But he went straight up bitch. He threw all kinds of money away, dude. Comicsgate loved him 2 years ago, and he went straight bitch. Fucking blocked
know,
people,
man.
talking stupid shit about Comicsgate, and I was like, man, fuck you. I ain't paying for your shit no more. He was the last holdout for me, a mainstream creator that I was buying his
Oh, I
books.
remember, dude. I remember when that happened. You were fucking, yeah, dude, yeah.
That was like a fucking family member died, because I loved his first year of Venom. I was like, you
Yeah.
motherfucker. You know, here's this dude
Yeah.
that comes along, young dude. He's not soy. At the time, he wasn't. Writing cool shit,
Didn't
high
seem
tea
like
shit.
it.
Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
went total bitch. I think Mark Waid got a hold of
Yeah.
him.
I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah, I saw him
I
after
wasn't
he'd
quite
already
as
went
invested
ditch.
as
So
you, but I liked his stuff. And then you were pretty. I was like, fuck, Ty's right. Fuck this guy.
like I came in late, so it was already after like he tried to talk to some Comicsgate teams, like tried to talk to team members stuff, tried to get him to get off the book. Like actually tried to sabotage Comicsgate books.
Oh,
And
no shit.
at that point, yeah, Ethan was talking about it. And when as soon as I heard that, I was done with the guy before I even knew who he was.
Yeah, I think he was doing that behind the scenes, but on Twitter,
Right.
he came out and he said, sorry guys, I haven't come out sooner against Comicsgate. It's like, you dumb motherfucker. Up until that point, he was cool with everybody. It didn't matter. He stayed out of all the stupid drama.
Mm.
And then somebody behind the scenes, he probably got a midnight letter and said, hey, if you want to write fucking Venom, you better write this tweet. And next thing you know, he's writing 5 books for Marvel.
It could be, or even if like one of the guys came up to him and was just like, well, you have a bright future ahead of you, don't throw it away with these Comicsgate guys
Yep.
or whatever, you know what I mean? He likes it. You like the money you're getting, you have a bright future ahead of you, but that can all go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's going to take is association with these guys over here, these bad influences. Then you
Right.
better fucking smarten up and play ball, you know, because we
Yep.
don't want that shit around us. That's it, you know. And then he had to make a choice right at that point, and
Mm-hmm.
he
But he
chose
could have
to
made more money here. It was just more important for him to play in that sandbox. He didn't have the Todd McFarlane, mindset where he's like, fuck you, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm going to kill it and I'm going to make more money. and I'm gonna have complete creative freedom over this shit. So
And he's gonna look like a complete bitch doing it.
Yep.
He's gonna look fucking fabulous while he's doing it. Drinking
he's
out of goblets in his fake fucking devil worshipper's fucking basement.
Dude, he's a total cuck. Have you ever watched any of his streams? His wife obviously wears the pants and has the dick in that relationship.
Super shuts him down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you gotta have give and take and all that stuff, but Jesus Christ, it was right on the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the Donny Cates whisperer.
I don't want to talk about Donny Cates anymore either. Fuck's sake. At one point I was about to make, and I was just like, I'm not even. Fuck Donny Cates.
Fuck, I'm
Moving
0
on.
for 2 with Steve Dye already. I'm striking out,
You're
man.
all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just you, bro. Just like some of the stuff.
No, I
I don't
know.
even-
Yeah, that's what
I
it
don't
is.
even know if there's
Well, I
anyone.
mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, I
Is it-
really fucking, yeah.
Is there
You catch
anyone in the
anybody-
mainstream industry that hasn't come out? I think they've gotten to them all. There might be a few artists, but I think
Yeah.
most of the big time writers, those are the guys that have the power now at Marvel, are the writers. I think all those guys are total out in the public anti-Comicsgate.
Yeah. I don't think they can be anything but.
The Scott Snyder took a while for him too to come out publicly, and that was part of that was Heather Antos shaming him publicly.
Probably.
So yeah.
Well, now that we have the allegations for the Whisper Network coming out, like, we know that there's a collaboration behind the scenes. It's not as simple as just boss and job and this. Now their peers are corroborating and collaborating and conspiring, and not only just against Comicsgate, but also in-house to control their own position and to protect their own position, make sure they're keeping the new guys down, they're keeping their peers in check, and they've got their bosses on a leash or whatever, with these badges they carry, whatever it is, social badges with their gender or their, whatever it is that they're using as this badge, and then they're using, all these things as virtue signaling and cancel culture with their peers, and they've got all these tactics to either fear or keep people in check, and so they've got mainstream in a chokehold.
Yeah, they do. The real irony of it all was Warren Ellis getting eaten, because it's my theory. I watched his documentary called Captured Ghosts, and everybody fucking canceling him was on that documentary praising him. They came out of his fucking forum. He gave birth to the people who fucking ate him.
Wow. That is fucking insane, dude.
Kelly Sue DeConnick met her husband in that forum, Matt Fraction. That's where they fucking met.
I read that. Yeah, I read that. Holy shit, dude.
Yep. And she was one of the ones that cut his throat.
Ty's totally right. They're all in that documentary, just like singing his praises like crazy.
Yep.
He gave birth to his own fucking destruction.
Bullshit.
That's gotta be heartbreaking. It's like aliens.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if you go back and you look at his work on Stormwatch or the Authority, he's got all kinds of diversity in there. He's got a gay couple. He's got black, whatever. But the thing is, he was such a good writer that he didn't browbeat you with it. He didn't shove it down your throat. He's writing a good story that just happened to have a gay couple in it. It was in the background. Fucking excellent story. And they weren't good enough to do those stories. They would write the story. The character would walk in the room and say, "Hey guys, I'm gay." No, that's wrong. That's not what he was showing you.
Yeah. Apollo and Midnighter was not like all up in your face with it, or I mean, whatever, dude. It was a good story.
That was organic.
Absolutely, it was the least interesting thing about them. The least important thing about them, and that's where they get it wrong. They make it the most important: your race and your sexuality.
That's right. Yeah, I have gay and lesbian friends I've known for years, and they don't want to be represented like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fact. When we talked about those things, they think it's silly. They think it's silly. They're normal people. What the fuck, man?
Absolutely.
How could you dishonor another human being like that? They act like they're righteous, and they're fucking not only destroying the comic industry, but they're fucking it all up. They're doing it. They're just paying lip service to it, and it's super obvious. Like, it's so obvious that it's disgusting. Can't even fucking look at it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Absolutely.
We'll just do it from here. Yeah, we'll do it from here. I love the idea of doing it on my own, free expression. Originally, when I started it, that's all I wanted to do is just make stories. Loved it. Done a bunch of freelance work. I worked for, in addition to what I mentioned, like the 2-year mentorship. Took a year and a half to learn how to draw. So I can do all my own layouts and my own. I do a lot of concept, and I've done some pinups. I've got like 4 or 5 finished pinups, and then I did 2 years of freelance through the studio as well. Commission jobs, did some fantasy tabletop RPG stuff, and wrote some comics. So, yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do it independent.
Right on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, you guys want to take over my stream for a second so I can fill up my cup? Go to the bathroom real quick.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it's in good hands anyway. So.
Yeah.
I come back. I'm not going to come back and the stream's on fire. I don't even think that's possible. So.
No.
All right, guys.
All right. What do you? Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
What are you reading right now? Anything, mainstream wise?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. I just went back and read, crazily enough, the Avenger Disassembled complete thing.
Oh, no shit.
And
What?
yeah, I don't know. And then I've been rereading Invincible because fuck, it's just great, man. You can reread that every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Felt like that was
Yeah, Invincible might be
the right amount of comic book superhero to make me like that shit.
Right. Might be the best modern take on a superhero. You know.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah, I believe it is. I mean, yeah, just pretty much is. It's kind of a it's a bit of a reassembly, you know, after what Alan Moore did and some other stuff, which is great. Kirkman kind of put the pieces back together with that book. You know?
Right. Yeah. You know, he was on with the Comic Tropes guy, and he fucking railed on Quesada and Marvel. Did you happen to watch that?
No, I don't think no.
Yeah. You ever watch the Comic Tropes guy?
Yeah. He's been kind of a dick lately. That's a bummer. But yeah, I mean, I like that channel.
Yeah, he's got a neat little channel. He does a good job on his reviews, and well, he had like the 6-part interview with Kirkman, and they get to the part where Kirkman, his Marvel days, and he's like, yeah, I mean, just basically said, you know, Quesada was a total fucking douchebag to me. Would edit my shit to fucking death, would change my stories, and I just basically got to the point where I said, fuck you, I'm gonna go do my own thing. And the Comic Tropes guy was sitting there having a fucking anxiety attack shitting himself because he's a big old SJW knob polisher, you know. He doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. So yeah, you need to check that one out. I think it's episode 3 or maybe 4, but you can probably find it.
I know that I read all that. Yeah. I played through that, but I bet I was doing some stuff while I was. Yeah, I'll go back and check it out again.
Yeah, definitely. He was shitting on himself, and I mean, I guess, you know, what's Kirkman got to lose, man? Fuck those guys.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah.
You know, I'm
see if this TV show is going to be any good.
Yeah, right. I'm probably one of the handful of people who never read an issue of The Walking Dead. Maybe issue 1.
My wife and I haven't missed an episode.
I made it to 100 and I was out. I made it to 100.
Did you really?
I probably regret the last. Yeah, I probably regret anything past 50. I could probably just use that time back.
Nice.
I read the first 4. I think the first 4
mileage may vary, but yeah, started off good.
You read the first 4, Ryan?
They've got them at our library, yep. So I was able to read them for free, and then my wife and I have never missed an episode of Walking Dead. We caught up the first 2. We were behind 2 seasons, watched the first 2 seasons. I've not missed. We probably own from season 4 on digital. We got every episode. Yep.
Damn.
Robert Kirkman did a fantastic job. I think it was great. Yeah, it kind of slowed down, like towards the end and stuff, and people bailed out. But I never bailed out. It sucks that fucking Andrew is off the show now. Rick Grimes kind of made it, but you know, it's still has merit. Daryl's good too.
I never read 1 issue of the comic, never watched any of the shows, and I've never watched, you know, any of the, maybe a couple episodes of Game of Thrones. I mean,
I had no interest whatsoever in ever watching the show, even though I read 100 damn issues of the stupid comic. So I'm not with it.
In black and white, that's dedication.
That was great. So, you know. Yeah.
You got the
Invincible
Boys.
Me into thinking.
You got the Boys season 2 coming up.
Yeah.
Your boy Garth Ennis.
Good job with that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, they're playing with that storyline a little bit. Some places they probably got to, but yeah. I'm interested to see what else they include and what they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you read that
that's
series,
another
Ryan?
reread ever.
Oh, The Boys I haven't, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of the episodes. But going
Okay.
back to what you were talking about Game of Thrones, I've
Mhm.
never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, but I read the entire series, entire book series.
No shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
read all the novels. It was great. George R. R. Martin is a very talented writer. So good. Yep. I watched a couple scenes on YouTube just to compare, like some of my favorite scenes, like fight scene with the mountain and the guy with this. I can't recall his name now, but he had a spear. And they had that big fight. That was pretty brutal. I wanted to see how close in the books and how brutal it was compared. It was on the money. I mean, I don't know if the whole series. I heard they fucking choked on the last season, but I heard that the episodes were pretty good and pretty true to the books. The books were fantastic. The Hound is an awesome character, and the Starks and just the whole thing. It was so good. Loved it.
Yeah, the people that are into it they really love it. But I just can't. I mean, it's too much to take on. Too many seasons. So fuck it. I'll go on to something else.
Get the books, man, and then put them on the back of your shitter.
That's even more of a time investment.
If you can put your you're shitting. What do you care, man? You have to focus on it or what?
Yeah, because I just want to get in and get out, man.
Okay.
I'm not even in there long enough to read a paragraph.
We'll see what would happen to me. I had it on the back there sometimes because I mean, not to be weird or anything, but I like read. And then what happens? You just get stuck, and then when you come out of the bathroom, you get the book in your hand. And I like fantasy. I read the Dark Elf trilogy years ago when that came out, and then I reread it. I remember years later, and it was so good. I remember I was walking around the house with the book. My wife was she was so nice. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like going to town, and I'd be in the car or something, and I had the book. She's like, "You fucking nerd, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm stuck on this book. I'm finishing this book right now." So, yeah. So I like reading novels. I definitely like it, but I like writing comics because I like seeing the visual side of it finished after. I like the artwork. It was great when the guys were able to give me some pointers on artwork and get me going. Now, I'm primarily a writer, but I was going to show you guys some of the artwork, guys. I got the share folder set up here for... Here, let me go back and set it up so that people can... Yeah, I got it. All right, yeah, so there's some of my artwork in here, like... let's see if I got one of... No, I took all the early stuff out, but... Well, here's one that I did for Tug, for the contest I submitted. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see if that's... Oh, I've got a newer version than that. Where's the new version? It's on my hard drive. I'm not going to pull it up. I've got a finished version. I posted it online and tagged him. I don't know if he's chosen a winner yet, but like this is a concept right here I did when I was working at World of Game Design for a comic that I turned in that's not published yet. We want to do a comic series, so I did that. This is Turtles with one of my characters with Mammoth Monk that I drew.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So I'm a big Turtles fan. I've always been a huge Turtles fan. This is a finished pinup I did. It was inked by my boss, Jesse Hansen. And it was colored by Brian Arfel Magne, who's over at Valiant right now. He's a cover colorist, but I penciled this.
Nice.
And so, I mean, it's not like, obviously we have much better artists in Comicsgate. I'm a much better writer than I am an artist, but like... you know, like just to be able to do at least that much to give them an idea if they need a layout or something. This was actually done by Paris Cullens when I did my first show with him. He did this with a marker, with a Sharpie, and he signed it right here. You can see it's a digital, but there's Paris. This is Power Block, one of the characters I do for the studio, and his version of Mammoth Monk. He did with a Sharpie. That was on a stapled piece of paper with like fucking shit typed on it. It was just on the back of one of them, and I scanned it after I wanted to keep it. But let's see what else I got for... I did this when I first joined Comicsgate, and I had one of my buddies ink and color it up. It was just a meme or like an image. Like, yeah, obviously, like I'm no Ethan Van Sciver, but you know, I just had this finished up. I've got this as my wallpaper on, but this is my pencil of it.
Damn, that's pretty cool, man.
And then it was inked. It's inked and colored up on my... let's see what else I got. Eva Bexby here. I did this image. Joe didn't capture this character as much, I think, in the group shot. You know, there's 8 characters there, and there's going to be different opinion. This is what I did here for my version of it. I signed it down there, but a chick, and so let's see what else we got here that I did. Oh, there's the inks for the other pinup that I did. This is inked over my pencils. Let's see if I can get it to come in. Yeah. So anyway. So yeah, I do a little bit of artwork, and but our guys are way better. Like, why am I gonna do that when these guys can do fucking shit like this? Like Freddy is a former Marvel cover artist. Like he can. See if that comes out. Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's the high res popped in. Yep. So like if those guys can do this, like I'm not. Why am I gonna bother drawing? Then people don't want to see my fucking scribbles. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I'll have them guys do it. But yeah, and I got some. Hey, we were talking about the comic before, Steve. You want to read some of the comic? I've got preview pages done. I've got 5 pages done. You want to check it out? All right. So these are all stories that I write. I've got 4 series that I've done for the studio. I did Curve the Nexus first, and I did Power Block second, and then I did Hayward Saints 8, and then I created Meteor Marley and did that series, and they're all in here. But this is Jesse Hansen here talking about our studio credits. With over 40 years of experience and professional credits under our collective belts at comic book and gaming companies including Marvel, DC, Image, Disney, Games Workshop, Capcom, Blizzard, Wizards of the Coast, and more. We've seen and done about everything there is to do in the comic book industry. We also have members within our organization that have extensive animation experience, fine arts, merchandising, and toy making experience. Our studio consists of professional talent ranging from veteran and so he talks about our guys and signs it or whatever. And then here's the 4 stories that I wrote for the studio. We've got a bigger preview book, but I printed this one off because it's 22 pages and it's just my preview stuff. It was more cost effective to print a 22-page comic, and so we filled in the rest of the pages with like pinups. So this is from the bio image, and it's got like inspirational about fear written. That's in issue 2. Comes from the issue, and you got like Meteor Marley, and then her first villain is Muscle Mite. So that's gonna be a cool little story. That's her ex-boyfriend. She ends up having a boy over, and a meteor strikes their house when she's 6, and her father's so proud of it. Like, he loves astronomy and he loves space and science, and so he takes it and puts it on the family bookcase. And then years later, when she's a teenager, she's not supposed to have a boy over, and she does, and they have this awkward kiss and knock the meteor over, and it breaks open, and this dormant space gas was inside of it, and she breathes it in and gets her powers. And so the idea is that he had fragments from the outside of the meteor. She breathed the gas, and he got the fragments from the outside on his clothes, and it mutated the dust mites that were on his clothes and turned him into a monster. And as he transformed, he watched as they grew apart because she got her powers, and they slowly grew apart through high school. And when his powers finally manifested, they end up having a showdown at the end of it when he's finally completely turned into a monster. So yeah, it's awesome. It's gonna be good. So this is Kerr the Nexus here. Rick Bonilla is going to be on with me Monday.
All right.
He's joined Comicsgate.
Look at the sequential art, bro. That's what I want to see.
Okay, I'm on it.
You blow that up?
Yeah, let me see if I can get in close. Rick, I'll wait till the high res pops in. It should in a second, because these are this is the print PDF, so yeah, that should pop. There it is. I think it's going. Nope, it's not quite there yet. Yeah, okay, no, it popped in. So yeah, there we go. So that's the sequential art. So yeah, we can read. I wrote this. I'll just read the first page, not to get you too much into it. But this is Kerr the Nexus. I am Kerr. I am strong and loyal. But even the heart of a champion will be useless against the duty I accept on this cold morn. I know it is large and cunning. It has been raiding the outland villages, murdering in my name. It wants to face me. What cold agenda could lie in the heart of the monster that hides from me? Maybe it just wants me dead. Or maybe it is the emissary of hell, come to devour my soul and blanket the world in despair. For whatever reason, I find my destiny has led me here to face it, and I welcome my fate in the form of death or victory equally. Anepolis, the god I have devoted my life to, has sent me here to skirmish the monster that roosts where no man has ever dared to venture. I act as her hand of justice on earth, while she braves her petty, malicious god peers. They have made it clear that they loathe me, but it is in their nature to hate, an embodiment of what they are not. My honor damns me in immortal struggle. And then here you can see, I love this panel when I described it because we wanted dark and ominous, but it approaches in the middle of the daylight. And so I wanted the silhouette. Good, I wanted the silhouette to be.
Good. So how much more sequential art do you have here?
I got 22 pages here. Thanks, man. Yeah, Rick Bonilla is going to be on Monday. If you guys want to come back, if you got time, then you guys can come on and meet him, dude. He did all the pencils and inks for this. And so I like this scene coming up too. This is going to be great. Wait till you see this. This is good. I like where he's blinded there, but I like this part where he's peeling the jacket off and getting ready to fight him. Where's right there? Yeah, that's good. I like that. Look at that middle panel there where he's taking his jacket off and he's holding his axe and it's circling around to land. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Rick's a beast. I love it. He worked for Image. He was on Atomic Mike in the 90s. And he's retired now, grandfather. So what do we got here? I'm pretty far in. I better back out a little bit so I'm not so. So this is Hayward Saints 8 here. So this was the story I was telling you about. This is where the story starts. It says, the Guardian, this is the narrative here. The Guardian Angels send the 8 to a previous point in time. With a cataclysmic end inevitable, a cracked planet Earth erupts with ultimate finality. The dying planet is apocalyptic proof of the hero's failure to save mankind. The angelic weapon within me pulses. Evil has claim on the mortals of the past. And the angel says to him, "Go, Anvil Kryn. You all have the power to salvage this war. We Guardian Angels are timeless and will be your guide always. But know that the demons will be watching you as well, ever ready to claim creation once the beauty and lives."
So you've got 22 pages that's done? Is that
I've
what
got,
you're telling me? Letters and everything?
I've got 5 pages. Well, it's probably about 20 because there's a couple pinups at the beginning, but those are over 4 stories. So I've got 5 pages of Hayward Saints 8 lettered and all ready to go for the crowdfund. Yep. We Guardian Angels are, what did it say at the end? Oh, beauty. Ever ready to claim creation once the beauty and lives are extinct from existence. Now great in Thornstrom. Here, I'll go in a little bit closer so we can, let me see. Yeah, I'm in. Now great in Thornstrom.
Your whole book, man. This looks pretty good. Give away your whole book, Phil.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. No, these are just the these are just the 5 preview pages. All right, well, yeah. Well, you can just peek at it then. We don't have to read I know what you're saying. We don't have to read it all, but all right. How about this?
Just scroll through it. Show everybody how cool it looks. So then, yeah.
All right.
That looks good. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Well, I did.
Yeah,
I wanted to read this poem to you, but yeah, that's. I'm just gonna stop before I get strike 3. I'm gonna lose you.
Yeah. No, we're not doing that.
All right, fair. Yeah, so let's look at how cool it looks. So there's the demon Izizu, watching them as as divine creatures are all timeless, watching them arrive in the past, and he's fucking pissed. And then you've got Hayward Saints 8 federal offensive responders that are here investigating the anomaly that they're coming through. They find this energy source, and they're just there on duty, and these beings come out of it. And so you see here in the previous panel where Marshall was attacked, he's dead when he comes through, Marshall Trainer. And so you got Alkenphalix, Intergalactic Knight. This Morning Star is a gift from the angels. It is a dead star from it called Phalix's Light, his family bloodline, and so he is a Concurian, which is an alien who comes to Earth in this future time period, is recruited by the angels, but their sun is a family-founded religion. They worship the sun, and it went red giant, destroyed their planet, and turned them into space nomads. And so he was their bitch pretty much, because his family founded this religion, and the sun destroyed their home.
There's 8 characters. How many of these stories do you intend to set up in 48 pages? 8 characters.
Oh, it's just it's a character driven. I mean, it just it happens organically throughout the story. Like here in the beginning, you're just getting the origin of Ultra Ghost powers as they discover him, that he revives from being dead. He's saying, I came back from the infinite black for you. In this poem here tells about it. And so here they are. There's some pages in between here. We have 1, 2, 3. And 7 and 8 are the pages that I wanted to show for Hayward Saints 8, because I only had 5 pages for the preview that I wanted to show. And so I picked these pages because I thought it explained the characters, which was the exciting part about it. But there are pages in between here where Hayward Saints going over the information he's gathered from questioning them, and gets the setup of the story by talking to them. And then here on 7 and 8 is where, after he's already decided that he believes their story, he's going to put them to work. And so this is a 2-page spread of them assessing their powers and what the characters are. It just tells them like what their powers are and what they look like. It shows them using their powers for a little bit. Not focus too hard on it or develop that part of it because it's character driven and it's a fun story. So we do that, and it's more about the characters' interaction with each other and how they're adapting to this new world and what they are as a wonder and a mystery. And I think that's very interesting to take that perspective in a comic because some people go into a comic, they want to be told everything. Yeah,
be careful with that.
I know what you're saying.
That narration box.
Yeah.
You need to be careful running that over the page. Like,
the one at the bottom here? On the top?
Yeah, that one.
This one right here. You think it's swallowing the art a little bit?
Like you might gonna have, you're gonna have trouble with the bind when they put it together. With your words overlaying that.
Oh yeah, no, it's already bound. I've got it right here. It's bound. Yeah, it came out right. Yeah, I've got it right here. It's finished. This is what it looks like right here. Here's the 2-page spread. I'd probably have to take off screen share, but can you see it okay?
No.
Alright, let me bring it up.
Oh, that's on a single page. You were saying this was a 2-page spread.
Oh yeah, well this is a PDF, page. So here's one page, and then this is the first, so here's the 2-page spread. Here's the first one, and then on the left, and then this one's on the right. It's a PDF, so yeah, so sorry about that.
Yeah. Alright. Never mind.
No, you're good, man. No, I appreciate you, Steve. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I can send you this PDF if you want this, man. I've already sold this all over the place. I've done a bunch of shows with this and done local shows. Like, this is all, I've given it away. I did library events, just gave a bunch of these to kids, just free, just fucking take them. If they like it. Yeah, get you a PDF. I'll get you both one if you guys want to just go through it and actually read it.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah. I like this right here. This guy here is Kleber Souza Lima. He's a Brazilian dude who works with us, right? Who did the pencils and inks. Okay, so he came to our studio as a kid. He's like 21, 22. Very talented. Had no experience. Wanted to work in comics, okay? He did this cover here, too. I actually laid this out. Does this look familiar? You guys like Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I laid it out to be, this is supposed to be like Mike right here, only she's flying out into space and destroying a,
okay.
It's a fist, you know what I mean? But right. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, he wanted some work, and he told Jesse his story. He submitted to many publishing houses in America and Brazil, all over the place. Had no agent, but he sent him work, and he got refused by everybody. He actually had 2 publishers tell him to fucking quit. Don't quit drawing. You have no future in comics or any type of art medium. And so Jesse took him in, sharpened up his portfolio. Okay, so he did these pages for me before he had any professional work. Okay, these are his pencils and inks. This guy's script accuracy is insane, considering English isn't even his first language. But he fucking nailed it, dude. I think these pages are incredible. He did a great job. He nailed all of the expressions. Everything was perfect. I mean, understood completely, and just did a great job. I know it's not like superhero because this is the origin of the story, but I mean, I think he did a great job. But then Jesse, after he did these preview pages, Jesse helped him sharpen up his portfolio, had him do like some G.I. Joe, took his style and kind of picked some comics that he felt that he might be able to show off well. He draws women beautifully. He's a great artist. So he did some G.I. Joe and a bunch of other samples, and then he got a job at Black Box doing covers, and then he got a job over at Zenescope. And he also did Rick and Morty sketch cards at Cryptozoic Entertainment. But yeah, so now he's working over here. Right now he's at Zenescope. He does, I don't know what that female title is. I can't remember it, but I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, he's a cover artist for them and does interiors. But yeah, I thought that was a great story that, Jesse kind of helped him sharpen up and stuff, and kind of helped him as an agent, got him into places. So got him some work, you know what I mean? Now he's working full time.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Dude, I've been talking with him on... I've been chatting with him, and he had to let Jesse and I go. We were in a group kind of collaborating on some stuff, and he had to let us go because there were shootings going on. He was like in a nasty neighborhood of Brazil.
Oh, damn.
Like, he had to let us go so that he could get on the floor because he didn't want to get hit by a stray bullet. Like, yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. This guy's talented. Look at these.
That's good stuff, man.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
You guys have been great
Yeah,
being patient. Yeah, no, thank you for being patient with that. It's not like a lot. Recently, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to show up, and I do love it. Like I said, I like talking about myself and stuff that I do, so if I get a chance to gush and talk about myself, it's my favorite subject, so. so that's what that is. I had a bunch of shit.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you, man. Yeah, we put a lot of work into it, and our people are pretty talented, so I'm fortunate to have that. I always appreciate that. I love artwork, so get the chance to do that, and everybody's cool over there, so went off without a hitch, which was great. No job or nothing, just creative, fun, like the best parts of it, you know what I mean? The best parts of the process, man.
Parts of it.
Yeah, it is. That's absolute nothing getting in the way of that. Can you imagine? Being able to do that. I don't want to do anything else ever again with my life as far as work other than do that after working with these guys. I recommend it to anybody, and all the guys are always professional. If you have money to pay for it, you need a colorist or whatever, fucking bang it out, dude. They'll knock it right out for you. Tons of talent all day long. Whatever you need, inks, colors, letters, fucking layout, services, fucking logos, fucking all my logos. Everything that I have that's artwork that I show is all these guys. So, and if I had money, I could do a lot. If I had money, I'd be dangerous. If I had money, I could do some. I could do some fucking amazing shit. So, yep. And so, and I'm going to. We're gonna do it anyway because I'm pitching out of my pocket to do some amazing cover shit to show to go with what I have here, and then we're hoping we can get all your money. You give us some bucks for books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up.
How it works.
Fuck yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wanted to talk about, what was it? Oh, someone was talking the other day on Twitter. I want to say it was something Hero. I have to go back and see who the guy was, but he mentioned something about joining mainstream and taking over versus an indie push and replace. And so what he meant by that, I'm interested in finding out what you guys think about it, and ultimately what the idea behind it is that as Comicsgate, we're an independent movement, but eventually if there was a potential for growth, the differences and what you think would work better, eventually joining mainstream and taking over with our mentality, taking mainstream back in that way, which sounds kind of silly maybe now that I hear myself saying it, but incorporating ourselves into mainstream, and allowing our, I think the only way that would happen is that our point of view would be accepted, and we would be able to coexist and work with people who had an opposite point of view, but we were all still able to do it.
Somebody.
What do we got here? The mannequin, is that you, Black Daddy? Buy a bracelet. Oh, okay, the Harkin. So the streaming coil through. Oh, I got a fan here. No, hold on. This is the leader of my fan club, guys. Hold on. He told me to buy a fucking bracelet.
Buy two.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but buy two.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, sure, man. Just bill me for them. Go ahead and send those. Yeah, I'll take them. I'll be nice. I won't tell. Yeah.
I don't think
What
there's
else
anything to that, man. I mean, I don't really know who tweeted that. I didn't see that. I basically don't pay much attention to Twitter at all. But no, I don't think that there's very many of us that are doing what we're doing. I mean, nobody I talk to expresses any big desire to go work on Batman or Spider-Man or do something like that. So to me, if that's what it means, like taking over the mainstream, no, I mean, I think we can replace a significant. I mean, Comicsgate's done almost 4 million in sales, I guess, and this economy this year so far, that's significant.
I agree with you, Steve.
It's a good start. So
why give up our creative freedom? Why even do that?
Nobody wants to go do that.
Dude,
I mean, it's cool if we want to.
Absolutely. If you want to do it, do it. If anybody wants to, go ahead, do what you want. But I wouldn't want to give up my creative freedom.
Those guys. Yeah.
If you go with your own stuff that you created, they're just
talk about these IPs coming up for grabs, but I think that's a fucking can of worms, frankly. That probably is. No matter who owns the rights to them, I don't know if it'd be worth it.
Yeah, that's right. There might be opportunity for acquisition later if there's enough money. If we could generate enough money coming through and maybe launch a crowdfund to acquire the rights and make them free for the community to create books from them would be pretty sick. Like if we could all pitch in and then anybody could write a story, or stories that are finished could be made available to people who contributed. Like that's a way that we could actually like acquire IPs and just make them free for the
You're
community.
talking about some sort of utopia. None of that's going to happen.
Hey, what's up, bud?
I mean, it sounds great, but none of it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's some kind of crazy. It's one of those desert. Yeah, go ahead, Char. One of those crazy desert island scenarios or something, only with comic books too.
Right.
Meet the Amazons.
Any IP worth having is going to be tangled up in movie rights one way or another.
Yeah.
So screw it.
Everybody's got their claws in it. You're right. Got their dirty fucking fingers in it.
Sounds like the Rob Liefeld deal. What he did, sold off some of his IPs, and it's all a mess now. And
yeah.
Usually not a good idea to sell your IPs. Shouldn't do it.
Those business models will do that. I think that's just what they do. That's what I mean. Yeah, like it either you join mainstream and do their work, or you come with your work and they just acquire it and you get a little sliver of it. Like either one of those scenarios is no good in today's market, where we can just create and do our own. All we need is customers, and you can make it happen.
Right.
So
it appears that there's customers.
And there are customers. So yeah, I think we're in business.
Yeah.
There's customers around and stuff. I just want their money. Well, I mean, and if they want to come and watch a stream and stuff too, they can. But just get the money and I'll give them an awesome book. I want to get to work. I want to work for you, Steve Dye.
Well, Comicsgate's all about replacing. Yeah, maybe I'm not exactly hiring.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, everybody, you included. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's. I'm not sure how I want to say this.
Well, I think the indie push and replace is also another thing that's going to be tricky, especially with the big conglomerates. You know what I mean? The big conglomerates have like Disney's not going to go under. You know what I mean? Disney's not going to. I don't think they're going to go under anytime soon. You know, they'll be, if they want to make comics, they're going to be making comics for a while. I don't think there's really so much. The only way that, I mean, comics can't be completely replaced. But what originally, I got accused when I joined Comicsgate. I was talking with some guys in Discord. I got accused of being world domination, which is silly. You know, if anything, what I said was domineering at best. And like all I was saying is that we may not be able to take over, but for me, like we can take our place back is by meeting the mainstream on even keel in the open market, and that comes with blowing away the taboo of Comicsgate, all the slander that's been flying around and everything, and get to a point where people respect our work and that they respect our point of view, which isn't dangerous or hurting anybody. And then we're making great books, we're making better books because it's creative freedom, and then we bring that to market. People are going to want that, you know.
You're a bit of an optimist.
Where we're accepted, at least accepted to do our own thing in the open market and not be shunned and attacked, you know, ridiculed and like slandered and lied about and fucking all of that shit. Like, you gotta blow through that.
I don't know that you'll ever get to that point. At least not in the next 10 years. They're just too set in their ways. There's no benefit for them to accept us, quote unquote. I mean, look at Ethan's book. His last campaign, $1 million. I mean, that's a big definitive slice out of their. Yeah, I mean that's a slice out of their pie that he's taken. You know, instead of working and drawing Green Lantern at DC. You know.
Yeah, and that's fame too, because that gets more fans when people hear about that. If it's covered in the news, I said that right away. I was like, that needs to be covered in the news. How come news sites aren't interviewing him? $1 million on a crowdfund.
Here's the thing. This is what I want to say. It's not so much that it's a business model, although there is a business model. What it really is, I mean, to take over the main. No, man. We want the essence of comics or movies is aspirational storytelling in some form. Maybe it can be nihilist, but it can still be aspirational in its own way. quality stories that are the stuff we grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the specific market for Comicsgate.
Yep.
So that's, if we're just doing that, that supersedes the business model. You know, this is about doing good stories, aspirational stories, maybe even some capes once in a while. Nobody wants to do a damn cape. You notice that?
Yeah, I wish they would.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Somebody write me a superhero story. Run that by me.
Yeah. There's not as
Run
many
good one
anymore.
by
We
me, I'll
don't use
find you
any.
an artist.
There's none. There's no capes in my book either. It's got a modern.
Yeah.
It's like classic heroism with modern themes. Yep.
Nobody does capes, dude. I don't want to get off on that tangent. I just think that the
How do you feel
it's
about
not
tights?
a matter of. Yeah, I mean, somebody ought to do one.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't know. You know, I just think it's about the mainstream comics industry is indoctrinated to the point where they are not going to make stories that appeal to the average guy. That's pretty much what we are.
Hmm.
And there it is. There's your customer base. So, you know, I don't see in there. It ain't going to change, dude. You're kind of living in a utopia, Ryan. What you're doing?
Well,
It's
you know
what-
that.
Thinking something's going to happen when I don't think it ain't going to happen, is it?
It's
Todd?
wishful.
Yeah.
No, it's wishful thinking. I mean, what
Right.
what does Mags Visaggio have to gain by saying, "Okay, Ryan, welcome to my world. Come write some books." Because I'm pretty sure I haven't read your stuff, but I'm pretty sure you're better than she is.
Hmm.
You know what does Tom
Thanks.
Breeport have to gain by saying, "Okay, Steve Dye, come work at Marvel. Come be an editor. You know, come take my job." What does he have to gain from that? That's a big part of why they use diversity shields and all that shit is to stifle the competition, to not allow anyone to step into the arena to compete with them. They don't want to compete. They're, for the most part, talentless. They have zero talent for the most part.
And then I saw who they were and what a lot of these guys were really like, and people working in mainstream. And then I see the books that they come out with. I went and bought the books and compared them to the work that we had in our showcase. And it's as good as some of the DC releases that they had, if not better in most places, as far as the artwork. Their cover was absolutely tight. You know, I want to say our covers, this one that I did is different than the showcase, the other showcase book that we have, but that's good too. We had a 2018 Ringo colorist did the cover for us, was the colorist on ours. It's Jason Smith, was nominated in 2018, so he's legit. So we can match quality if we have money. You know, that was donated time, but you know what I was saying in the Discord and what I was saying, Steve Dye, was that that's wishful thinking. Obviously, that's a beautiful picture eventually of us breaking through the taboo. It wasn't to join their mainstream; it was to be accepted and meet them in the open market, so that Comicsgate can market to all comic buyers, not just the people that find us on Indiegogo and the people that see Ethan's streams or our streams. Be open market and advertise on cable television and be in the open market and let the fans decide whose books are better, what they want to buy.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Getting
but
those
meanwhile,
deals,
you
there's a
can't
lot
find
of gates to
dozen
get
guys
through.
that can get along in a single Discord. So how the hell's that going to happen?
Yeah, I know. I got like a guy. I got the president of my fan club right now in the chat. Ryan could write for Marvel. He's dumb enough. Thanks, Harlequin. I appreciate that. Why don't you take those bracelets and shove all of them directly up your fucking ass? How about that? I say that with the utmost respect. You're gonna enjoy it. I know you are. I can tell. I believe in you. You'll get all of them in there. And so that was one question they had. What was it? Your work. Your work is your weapon. Unsheath your pens. Was just something I wrote down for a note. But our work is our weapons. That's what I was saying. Is like that's our weapon against. If you're doing quality work and you're focusing on that, which I've seen a lot of quality work in Comicsgate. I've seen a lot of places that could be improved, books that could use some improvement either in the art. But I mean, originally, my original statement when I said, Steve, as far the idea about getting to that point where even keels years down the road, like Tyler said. Originally, what I wanted to do to help, now, this is a plan. It has to progress. So to get to that point, what we need to do is up our quality. And so they said it was world domination. I was like, no, it's not fucking world domination. It's not a secret, dummy. Fucking, I don't have a magic spell. I have a bunch of guys, hundreds of talents that are ready to be hired, and people never have to wait for. Can you imagine if we never have to wait for a creative team to put a book together? Dude, my boss is fucking busy. He's got 5 books that are funded now that he's gonna be doing this year that are all Cornerstone Creative Studios creative teams that were hired by a creator who just wanted to make a book. Go straight to crowdfund, boom. Go to him, one-stop shop, fill your team up, go to crowdfund, boom, get funded. 5 for 5, he said. And so, and he's been doing this he's been published in Crack Magazine. He's a former Marvel inker. He inks himself. He's inking my stuff right now. He's going to be inking the interiors of my book. He's the owner. So very talented guy. Whatever you have for a budget too, he does a lot of other things other than just get you a team. If you have no experience in a certain area, he can help you with it, help you put a team together for your budget. So you can go to him and say, I want to make a book. This is how much money I have. And he can suggest you a team based on how much money you have and show you the quality by letting you look through the portfolios at the different levels of what quality you can buy for that. And if you don't have enough money, he'll try to work with you, tell you need to save up more money, work with you on it. If money's not an object, you can hire the very best artists, some of the best artists in the world, in my opinion, are as good as. They may not be as famous, but they've definitely done a lot of professional work and they're as good. I mean, Ethan Van Sciver's very talented and he's one of the best artists in Comicsgate. But I'm going to be having Dearest do that cover for me, and he's a fantastic artist too as well. His line work's incredible. It depends on your taste, but his line work is just as detailed. It's a little bit of a different style. I like the way he draws women as well. He's very good. That's why he did so well on Lady Death. So yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, is just making sure you have that consistency. You never have to worry about losing a creative team. If you lose a creative team member, you're not sunk. You can still fulfill. Boom. You go straight there, less than maybe the same day if a guy's available. You might have to wait a little bit for a guy if he's already on commissions, but the same day, boom, replace your colorist or hire a guy that matches the style. You know what I mean? So you don't have to redo all your books in a different style. Have a guy that's experienced enough that can match it. And then you continue on and you fulfill and you're not late with your backers. It's a beautiful thing to have that on demand. That's consistency that Comicsgate can count on. Why not do that? And if not, fine, just hire Comicsgate guys. But it's no different hiring them than hiring a printer. He's a talent agent. You know what I mean? He's not held to the same standards of having to be CG or not CG. He's been doing this for 20 years. Nobody made Peter join CG. He's Alterna Comics. Very similar mindset with Peter and ourselves. He agrees with us. Comicsgate fits the mold. Cornerstone Creative Studios, I think, fits the mold because Jesse puts his head down and does his work, but he's decent and he's about the work. He's about quality comics. He loves the medium. I've never seen a collection like this guy's too. You should see this guy's fucking comic collection, dudes. Guy is fucking. He's not a fake. He fucking had a list he was selling during COVID of signed comics because of all the shows that he was doing. Of every definitive artist in the last 20 years. I mean, he had Neil Adams, Bernie Wrightson, fucking, these are signed covers of issues. He had the Swamp Thing 2 signed by Bernie Wrightson. He had fucking like 4 issues. All the stuff that Rob Liefeld did. It was X-Force 1. Fucking everything, dude. Joe Quesada, fucking everybody. Dude, there's a monster list. He's been published in hundreds of independent books. He worked at Marvel as an inker for a while. And then he started doing some independent work. He did. He did.
This guy's going to be the. Wait a minute. You're saying this guy's going to be the publisher?
No. This guy's a talent agent. So what he does is he finds guys that have worked in professional comics, and they want to do freelance work. They've finished runs. They want to do freelance work, artwork. He'll find them a job and take a 10% cut as an agent. And so he lines up work for all these people. So he's got. It's just a private commission that you're doing. You know what I mean? It's not like a magic. Nobody's waving a magic wand and making your dreams come true. You're just hiring it's just a private commission directly with the artist. One of our guys is Kingdom White, guy that I met when I first joined the studio. Him and Jesse have been friends for, I want to say like 15 years. And Kanan joined over here first, and then that's how I first discovered Comicsgate, because I was talking with Jesse one day. I think he'd mentioned that Kanan had come over this way, and then I started watching some streams, and but I talked with Kanan quite a few times before I even knew what Comicsgate was, years ago, 5 years ago when I first joined the studio. He's one of my top 5 pencilers of all time. Love his artwork, his style. But yeah. Yeah, so that's originally what I said, but people are just like, oh, you fucking psycho, you want to take over the world. But that's like, no, man, I just want to make it easier for people to make books and give people a resource. You know what I mean? There's already somebody in. I haven't mentioned it yet because obviously I'm a professional and it's a private commission, but somebody was interested in layouts. I referred them over. If people need something and someone falls through with a team member and needs a hand, unless you can handle it yourself, if you know enough artists, you want to just do it yourself, obviously, but if someone needs help, there's lots of guys that want to work for money who are talented, so yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. I don't get anything out of it for doing that. You know what I mean? I just believe in them, and they've been professional all the way, and so I just send it their way. And I'm happy to see artists getting work, and someone who needs help getting work done. So
yeah, if it can help somebody, why not?
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I think it can help everybody here. There's lots of people that want to make books and want to hire teams and stuff, and having that. If I wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. If it wasn't for this guy, I wouldn't be doing comics at all. You know what I mean? He spent a lot of time with me too. He helped teach me how to draw, and he referred me to 2 other artists that helped teach me how to draw. I learned how to do that stuff that I was doing in a year and a half. Before that, I was drawing stick figures, dude. And they took me in a year and a half, and I fucking grinded anatomy and grinded perspective and grinded all these things. And I'm nowhere near consistent to do interiors, but they got me in shape so I can do do some pinup stuff and some layouts and concept. So that's what I wanted. It's like a language. Well, when I started writing, there's a language, like you try to write a script and sometimes it goes off without a hitch. Sometimes you get a spot where it's like, well, I don't really know what you mean here. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And if you don't have a visual way to show someone when they're stuck like that, if they can't get it from the script, then you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean? And so being able to show them what I was thinking when I wrote it and have him work off of that so that he can hit the note is invaluable. It's a visual language. It's a different, you know what I mean? So that's a tool that I wanted to have, because that was frustrating. The first time I hit that spot and I'm trying to stick figure out what I want to try to show expression and drawing like 2nd grade art level, it was very frustrating. It's like, what the fuck is this thing you drew? Is that a dick? What the fuck is that? It's like, no, it's their fucking finger, man.
Nice.
It's like, it's a finger, you asshole, Like, did this guy, like, what's wrong with this guy, Yeah, so, anyway. Yeah, so I wanted to know how to do that.
Being able to do breakdowns would be alright.
Yeah. You guys do any artwork?
Oh no, I can't draw for shit.
No, that's alright. Nothing wrong with that. Some kind of artwork. What do you do do you do any type of creative medium? Do you play guitar?
No, I don't do any of that. I watch movies, read books, and lift weights. That's my life, Ryan.
That's awesome, though. Yeah, but that's your outlet. That's cool, dude. And I watch a lot of movies, too. Yep. That's that and video games, too. I play a lot of video games growing up. I don't now as much, but since Atari, son. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's the best last movie you saw, Ty?
Probably that documentary on Netflix just came out called Tread, where the guy built the bulldozer, armor plated it, and destroyed a whole town in Colorado. It's fantastic. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's called Tread.
Tread.
Yep.
No, I haven't seen it. All right.
Yep.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he moved
he
moved to Colorado and made some business deals. He had a welding shop. He was doing really well, and the townspeople kind of fucked him over. They made him they wanted him to hook into the public water, and it was going to cost him like $800,000 because it was so far away. And he's like, well, you motherfuckers have ruined me financially. So what he did was he bought this huge bulldozer out of California, had it shipped to his shop, and over the course of a year, he had this thing armor plated, and it was just basically a tank when he was done. And he went around the entire town and destroyed the whole town. I don't want to tell you how it ends, but it's good, man. Check it out.
I pretty much know how it ends if it's a documentary. I kind of know how it ends. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah. Huh? Right on. I have to watch
Yeah, I
that.
think that was around 2005. I remembered when I seen the title of it and read the description. I remember seeing it in the news. Like, oh damn.
What was the last movie that you saw, Steve Dye? The last one that you really enjoyed? We haven't been able to go to the theater, so.
I think the last one I really liked, going all the way back to that the Le Mans movie. I don't know.
There hasn't been a lot of good ones, huh?
Nothing's really made much of an impression on me since I saw that. You know, I wanted to see Ford versus Ferrari because, of course, I'm a gearhead, and I knew that story too, and I wanted to see how they'd interpret it. And I liked that a lot. That's the last movie that I saw where I was like, God damn, that was good. I was leaving the theater.
There's one on there's one on Hulu if you have Hulu. It's called The Art of Self-Defense. It's really good. It takes a minute to get into it, but stick with it. It's worth the payoff.
All right. All right. The Art of Self-Defense.
Yep.
Second note.
I think I'm gonna check that out too.
You know your stuff, man. It was like your movie recommendations. I'll take those.
We stream a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because I don't remember watching anything good lately.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's all fucking trash. You're not allowed to make a good movie anymore.
Yeah, or everybody fucking ruins it. Because they all want to fucking make a career off someone else's hard work, so everybody wants to get their grubby hands on it, and they just, too many cooks spoiled the soup over and over again. You know
I was really disappointed in the last Rambo movie. I mean, it was a good shoot 'em up, you know, it was violent, bloody, but it didn't feel like a Rambo movie. They should have just made that movie and called it something else.
Yeah.
Sauce said 70s and 80s kung fu are my thing, and they are good. You like old Bruce Lee movies and shit too?
Sure, yeah, I'll watch them. Yeah, if I'm flipping through and they're on, I'll watch them.
Yeah, right, they're good. I think my favorite was everybody likes Enter the Dragon, but
yeah,
I like the Chinese Connection too.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Oh, that was a cool movie. Yep. Last movie I saw was animated. It was on we got it on Amazon, I think, but it was Dark. What was it? Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
It was the newest one that just came out.
Right.
I thought it was fucking cool. It was an interesting story, but it was like in an alternate universe, so it was like at the end none of it had happened. They did another Flashpoint, I think.
Yeah.
But it's the whole ongoing thing.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen
the actual movie itself. But what the cool thing is just being able to do to do anything and be able to not have it ruin your congruent storylines. And then what was the other one? That Red Sun. I saw the movie the animated movie adapt to that, which was Mark Millar's comic series.
Sure.
And so the animated did it justice. It was very cool. A lot of fun. I got a big animated collection. I love DC animation.
Yeah.
The storytellings.
They do it better. Marvel makes the better movies, but DC makes the better animated movies.
I got a huge collection over here of the animated. My favorite Batman story of all time, as far as a movie, is actually Under the Red Hood, and it's animated. Good. It's an animated film. That's my favorite. Yeah, that was so good. Yep. Had the right feeling. Animation was tight. Go ahead.
You know, another good movie you guys might want to check out is called Dragged Across the Concrete with Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. I can't believe, after watching this, I cannot believe that they haven't canceled this director yet. It's the most anti-woke movie I've seen probably ever. They use words you're not supposed to use. Yeah, he uses words you're not supposed to use in his script. I mean, they say shit that you're not supposed to say in 2020. I mean, it's amazing that this thing has flown under the radar. And it has Mel Gibson in it, so I mean, that kind of tells you.
What's it called?
Dragged Across the Concrete.
Dragged Across the Concrete.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
All right. That sounds really good.
Yeah, check that out, Steve, and let me know what you think of that.
Yeah, I'll do
Be
that.
interested to see what you think of that.
Yeah, man. I'll let you know, Ty. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I'm big into movies. My dad had a big movie collection too.
I want to see the They made a New Mutants movie and it looked good. The trailer looked good. It didn't even look like a Marvel movie. It looked like a horror movie. And this COVID shit fucking shut it down.
Oh, what the fuck, man.
But there's a lot of, I mean, Christopher Nolan has a movie shot. It's in the can, ready to go, but he's waiting. You know, no sense of releasing it now.
Yeah, they can't even do production right now. Fucking social distancing. The movie's gonna look like shit. Everybody's wearing a mask.
It's fucking ridiculous. The whole thing. I mean, we need to get over this shit as a country and say we're gonna fucking move forward. If you get sick, you get sick. You know, if you're afraid, then stay in your fucking house.
Exactly. You die, you die.
Yep.
Maybe that's what it's.
You have every year in Africa, 3 million kids under the age of 5 die of starvation every year. Nobody bats a fucking eye. We're gonna shut down over this shit? Come on.
Maybe it's a purge. Maybe the weak are meant to die right now, and if they live, it's gonna put us on a path of fucking destruction.
Huh.
You know?
Maybe.
Like
I don't know.
We're fucking defying God right now. Right? So, who am I to defy the word of God anti?
Or maybe in November it'll all go away.
Or maybe, this is going to be prolonged at least through November, and either get a little bit better or a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
One of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fucking. I'm cooped the fuck up. Well, we have jobs though, essential jobs too. So, I was writing, and my wife quit her job, and we were just keeping everything going. We got a mortgage and the American dream, the mortgage and car and payments and cars and stuff, so that we were broke. But I was writing and we were doing that. And she quit while she was pregnant with our last kid last year. But then when this COVID hit, we fucking fucked it all up. Yeah, well, it was non-essentials, so nobody was shipping. We were doing subscription crates, and I was fulfilling that Kickstarter or whatever, and then with my writing, and then that was that. There's just no more work. They weren't doing anything, so
So she quit.
Yeah.
She wasn't laid off. So if she would have waited, if she wasn't non-essential, if she would have waited, she'd have been getting $1,000 a week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It was just
they're getting
she
the
was
extra.
super pregnant. And we were making money.
Yeah.
I was keeping it going. Like I got a raise, and like the writing was going really well. And then, so we were doing that. But you know, if this stuff lifts, then I can go back to it. I imagine once everything opens back up, I could probably do that. And then, and I want to do the independent books, and I want to release the books through Comicsgate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I like it here. I want to improve the quality, and I want to give good stories. That's what I mean. When I joined, that's what everybody wanted. They want good books for their collection. So
yeah,
I can do that.
There you go.
What do we got here, Harlequin? Let's see what he's got. He's he loves me. What do you? If you had a mod like me, he could delete my comment. Yeah, but why would I want to delete your comments? I love them. They're honest. They're honest. Why would I cancel your comments? What could you possibly say that would be so terrible that I couldn't even look upon it? Nothing. There's nothing you could say in that little chat box that would be so horrible that I couldn't even bear to look at it. Like it would fucking blind me upon gazing upon the masterful words that you put into my chat. So don't worry about it. Go ahead, man. Release it. Let it out. Let it out all over my chat. Wrench man, I'll make sure comments like mine are not shown, and you get bracelet links. No, that's okay. We don't need to moderate chat. Let's see how many people we have in here. I mean, I might be getting overwhelmed with 6 watching right now.
What's going on?
But let's see, Sauce. Oh, he was chatting to me.
What's going on and all about? What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
We've got an unruly person who's. That's all I can see is his name all the way up the chat.
All of a sudden you're on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, dude. Knock it off.
He's all caps. He's talking shit in the chat. He wants to be my moderator. He said if I give him a wrench, he'll be the best moderator I've ever had. I don't know. I've never had enough viewers to have a moderator, you know.
Right.
But so I've never really had to worry about it. So I think we're good.
Yeah.
But let it rip, Harlequin. Have a blast. Have fun on me. What were we? Let me see here. Oh, yeah. I had something I want to show you guys. You guys probably already seen the fucking video. I'm a dork, but I've been trying to learn video editing because video editing is expensive, and I wanted to learn to do some basic stuff so I can do little commercials on my channel. Because I realized like a lot of the guys that have been doing really well have some media, and it's another creative outlet, so it's cool. It's just disposable shit that I can just do, and so yeah, I've been doing a bunch of that stuff, and I was inspired. It all kind of comes together. I was telling you, Ty, about how I was in an argument with Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that ended up being a 28-hour marathon between her and her Sims, me versus them. I think Adam was in there for a little bit, Adam Black, and was giving me a hand, but he had to go down. Really? I didn't know that you were doing video editing, man. Yeah, because I don't have anybody, so I've been doing my own, and it's sad.
I did some stuff for. I made some videos for when I was streaming with Warcampaign, but
yep.
I don't know that I would call it professional or anything, but yeah, I messed around with it.
I guarantee I haven't seen anything, but I'll take a look back. Is there any way to go back and look at your stuff?
Well, if you go back to when I was streaming, they usually play a video at the end that I'd made.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Warcampaign intros and outros are the best in the world, so never seen anything like it, man. It's a thing to fucking behold. So
yeah, I think
I'm sure it was badass.
Super Ant would usually make the intro, and I would do the outro.
Oh yeah, Super Ant. Yeah, he's good shit. He's gotten a little hard nose on me a couple of times, but it was never anything really. Never anything I couldn't. I knew that he never gave me anything that he knew I couldn't handle. So we were always good. Yep. Yeah, and he's talented too on the video editing. And then who else? We got a bunch of guys. I think Black Goat was doing some stuff, and
Super Ant's all right. But guys, great video. It's really good.
Well, I envy it. I have a friend that I grew up with that does video editing, and it's a skill that's amazing. I love it. Wish I had a little bit of it. Mine are pretty. I've got one to show you, but can I cut out for a second, and you guys will handle my stream just for a second, and I'm gonna go check on the little guy there and fill my cup up. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Thanks, fellas.
Yep. What about Steve? Have you read any of Morrison's Green Lantern run?
Dude, I tried to get into it, and it was really just a little too far out. And then
it's fucking weird, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
real weird,
dude. You know?
I'm not even sure what he's going for.
I can't quite. It's Morrison, so there's something, but
right.
I don't know. Yeah, I had to back away from it. I'll wait till there's more of it and get it all at once and see if I can. Couldn't make it work though, dude. That was the last book I went and got. But I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to think what's worth picking up on the shelves that's mainstream, and that came into my head. I read maybe the first 6 issues, and I don't think he used his ring in any of the issues. So I wasn't sure what he was going for, but yeah, like you said, I'll pick up the next volumes or whatever down the road, see what he's going for.
Yeah, I love Morrison, but it was kind of indecipherable to me just what he was even doing. And yeah.
I'd read somewhere on some forum
it's kind of I actually bought some other stuff because I actually went in to get that specific book. I hadn't done a Wednesday type deal in a long time, so I went in and bought 8 or 9 issues of that. They had all of them, and then I bought some other stuff too since I was there. But that wasn't stuff that I would have went and got. And then, whatever.
Right, I read
back to just buying Comicsgate. There was nothing that was that good. I thought that Morrison would be, okay, then I'll try this and I'll try that. And I don't know, it seemed good, yeah.
Yeah, there's really not much out there. I've heard good things about what's his face, the guy who took over for King, James Tynion, I think is how you pronounce his name. I heard his Batman run has been good so far, but that was so far down under King that who knows if it's actually any good. The bar was so low there.
Yeah, the bar's so low. And my interest is,
so awful. The Heroes in Crisis deal. That was just a whole pamphlet of Tom King's mental illness and PTSD, pouring out on a page. Who wants to read a story about the Justice League, in therapy? That's the level of stories we're getting now.
Yeah. Rather Green Lantern. Yeah. Rather Hal Jordan actually has any will.
Right.
Fucking bird.
I think actually at the end of that, the Flash was a mass murderer. He was actually the murderer in that.
Yeah.
Not sure if it was Wally West or Barry Allen.
Yeah. Well, you even got to remind me of this shit. Yeah. I'm not reading it, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not reading it. So yeah, I went back to try out the Morrison stuff, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wanted to dig it. I was like, yeah, but I don't know.
I like that. Definitely back Vestige too, guys.
Yeah,
Harlequin. That's a great suggestion. I did too. Yeah, I was first day, and then I got.
Doodles is a hell of an artist, man.
Yeah.
Doodlebag's hell of an artist. Good dude. He's lost 90 pounds in the last year. So yeah, back it just for that.
Doodle's a really good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hell of an artist.
He's got a lot of work ethic. You can see that in his workout. You can see it in his great work. Good kid.
Harlequin says again, buy two. I'm thinking about it because I like Doodlebag's work, and I think his cover looks phenomenal. I love the interior work. I also want the Huerta Black Dragon cover.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
If there's a package deal, I'm thinking about upping my. Now that it's in demand, I might very soon. Next couple weeks, I'm thinking about picking up that second copy just so I have that for my collection too. Have a real copy.
You can actually get right now on Amazon. You can get the Sean Gordon Murphy White Knight sequel for like $5 for the whole thing. If you want to read digital.
Oh yeah. I don't mind digital.
Yeah.
If I
haven't read it yet. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if it's any good. I didn't really care. I mean, I thought the first one was overhyped, but it was better than a lot of other stuff on the stands. Did you read that, Steve?
I sampled it a little bit, and it was all right.
Yeah.
I like how it looked. I like how it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these books coming out Comicsgate. I'm still waiting for some more to come in the mail, but I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about backing the next wave of projects. I'm coming into some money here in a couple weeks. I think I'll have something squared away, and so so I'm gonna start I'm gonna do another wave of backing too. So I got my eye on a lot of projects. I can't wait.
Yeah, Michael Derrick, he's got a project you probably want to jump on if it's not too late. His book Abductables was one of the best books I've read in Comicsgate. Canales drew that. Canales drew that. I think Mike's book is called, I believe, Karma. It might still be in demand, but he puts out a good product.
That's the one that you said Canales drew. What's the name of the title?
Well, the first one was called Abductables, and the second one is called Karma.
Abductables, you said, was the one that you read was like the best.
It's one of the best. Yeah, I'd put it up there. I mean, if you had to pick a few off the top of my head, Abductables. I really liked the first story in Jawbreakers, Zach's book, with the one that Malin drew. I really liked that. I really liked Canales' other book with Zach, Iron Sights. Thought that was good.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's why fucking Ren and her followers were all over. I didn't know that, so they
hate Canales with a passion. They've had him suspended so many times, it's unreal.
Holy fuck! No wonder they're all over him. Yeah, see, I'm new and I didn't know that. I backed Jawbreakers 3, but
that's been going on. For
Yep, since day one.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yep. So now I know at least. So yeah, I didn't know when they were talking about him and posting stuff about him. I'm just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Rob Casey's book, Cyborg USA, was a fun book too. I'm not sure if that's still in demand, but he had a Pablo Ramiro cover, and I think he had a Kanan White cover, and that was a fun book.
Yeah, I had him on my show 4th of July, and you can get his book on his website. Okay. And I'm pretty sure you can get the link off of his Twitter, or you can DM him and get it, but it's available on his website, even if it's not still available on Indiegogo.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you can get Rob Casey's book, and I like him. He's a good dude. I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but if he was in the chat, I'd send him the link in the DM and have him come right in with us.
Yeah, he told me he might stop by.
If he stops by, fuck yeah, man. I'd bring him right in. I had a good time talking with him that night. He's good shit.
Steve, have you seen, or both of you, have you seen the cover to Malin's new book with the Rob Willis cover?
Yeah.
Looks
That
sick,
looks
man.
great. Yeah,
Rob Willis is
so
fucking
good.
unreal, man. He's
Oh,
a
fuck.
beast.
He's a monster, dude. He is a monster.
I saw
It's
that in the
fantastic,
inked form. It was so good. Yeah, that's a beautiful cover.
Now, how is a guy like that not working in the mainstream? I mean, he's going to make more money probably here, but I mean, it's fucking unreal. You got guys like him and Donald and Huerta that, the mainstream wants no part of them. It's
Huerta's
disgusting.
Huerta's over at that fucking. They're going completely SJW over at Wizards of the Coast, but he has 3 cards that came out for
Right.
Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So he is in mainstream. He just had them. They tried to cancel him. There was a bunch
Right,
of them.
yeah,
A bunch of
absolutely.
fucking SJWs were all over Twitter, fucking talking about him, and a
Yep.
picture of him with Martina Markova. I remember getting in on that too. I was like, "What are you guys doing? You're canceling fucking."
Yeah.
He's a Hispanic artist and he's fucking very talented. Let him fucking work.
Yep. So much for diversity, huh?
Yeah, let him fucking work, you idiots. You know what I mean?
Yep. Got a
He's
wife,
just
got kids.
Just trying to make money, man. You guys fucking suck. Yeah.
Well, Canales is going to be on Chimera's next SOS book, too.
Oh, is he?
I'm really looking
Nice.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Derek's book with Canales was great. That was one of the best to read. Totally
Yep.
concur. And yeah, on Chimera's SOS, I think it's on volume 2. Yeah, Canales is gone. I've seen
Well,
some
you
stuff
guys,
from it. It's really good.
Steve, you guys did a bang up job on Vestige too, man. All around. From story to
no,
art
thank
to
you,
the
Doc.
product. I mean, hell yeah.
That's a beautiful
bang up
book.
job, man. That's a book
Thanks,
to be
man.
proud of, dude. Legit. For all you guys that worked on that.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Yeah, I love that book. That was the reason why I backed the first one, and I saw the artwork from it. I was like, yeah, that looks great. I'm in. I want to see it. But then after I read it, I was very excited about having back 2. I was just looking to support stuff, but the writing's fantastic. I actually asked him in DM if that was his first release project. He said it was. He's a very talented writer. He's like just what is it, like a wonderkind? Like he's just naturally has like a knack for storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing. I'd back anything that he puts out just because I enjoyed reading it so much. It was such a fun story. It was cool.
Yeah.
Liked it. Yep. And well done. Well, you know that you went through it, Steve. But yeah, just telling everybody else that get on board with Vestige
That has
because it's a
amazing
good series.
ideas.
Yeah, it was a very cool book. Interesting. I enjoyed it. So yeah. The last thing, I had a bunch of stuff here. We pretty much went through everything. They were just bullet points. But the last thing, if we had time, I was gonna say, Jesus, I had that. It was like 28 hours. Okay, it got incredible. Like it wasn't just the same old just Ren, because she has her and like her simps that are come behind her and like don't know a fucking thing about comics or anything. They're just with her because they want to fucking call us racist, and they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They just keep trying to pin that racist card on us over and over and over again. So it was relentless, like 28 fucking hours, I think. I took a nap in between, like come back, catch up, have some coffee, fucking all this. But it went pretty well with all that. And then, what was it? I have to look at his David Allo. Here, let me go ahead. David. He's working with Kevin Eastman on, they rebooted, radically rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. And then they did Drawing Blood, which was about the guys that did, it's a documentary comic on the guys that did radically rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. And the guy killed himself. And like, I guess what happened was him and his partner came up with the comic series years ago. And then his partner didn't tell him and got in with some loan sharks to borrow money for them to launch the comic project. And he didn't tell him, and then they launched the comic project, and it was doing very well, and then something happened, and the bottom fell out of the market. And there was no market for the book, and then they started to lose money trying to keep it going, and then the loan sharks wanted their money, and I guess it just ended up getting into a pressure situation where the guy actually ended up killing himself. So that was the story of it. Okay, so they're doing this story, and he's the writer. He jumped in on Ren's behalf trying to fucking get evidence out of me for her harassing fucking Peter Simeti for a year. And I told all them fucking assholes that all I had was the police report, that where he fucking turned it in because she was fucking with him for a year, and he said that he suspects that her or another person or one of these other people on this flash drive that he gave him who'd been harassing him all these years, may be someone to look at for his swatting that happened last February. Okay, so their whole point was that, oh well, there wasn't an arrest made, so fuck you, you don't have any proof. And I said, you know what? I know Peter, and he's been in publishing for 15 years, and he's never lied to anybody publicly. I've known him for what is it, 5-6 years now, that I've been a follower of his work, and I've talked with him in DM. Got to the point where I talked with him in DMs. My boss knows who he is and likes him. We all know who he is. I backed his newsprint project that he launched well before I joined Comicsgate. Like, he's an honest guy, and her track record is fucking years long of her being an asshole. And so I'm just like, you know what I mean, and lying and trying to destroy Comicsgate. And I'm just like, that's my proof. I was like, I'm not going to sit here, and I don't expect you to believe it, but I was like, Ren, you know what you did. These are the tweets I was sending, you know what I mean? You know what the fuck you did. I know I have my proof. You can convince your fans whatever the fuck you want, or whoever else is in this thread trying to argue with me. Between you and me, you know what you fucking did. You know?
Yep. Yeah, what you're describing is how we spent a large part of 2018. I mean, we know exactly what you're saying, and honestly, it's largely a waste of time. But I mean, it's your time, and if that's what you want to do, I mean, I'm over that. I'm over it, doing that shit.
Oh, I know what you mean. Most of the time I pass it up. For Peter, though, was why I did it. Somebody brought it up, and it ended up getting her tagged in, and then she was trying to bring it up and try to refute what I said again. And, for Peter, sure, I'll go in. I'll go in for Peter because I like him, and I know he's honest. Most of the time I do turn up that out because, like you said, it is a waste of time trying to convince people that have an agenda. You're not going to convince them, you know what I mean, to sit here and fuck around with them, but...
What Ty says goes double for me. I mean, we've been there. We've done that.
Yep.
It doesn't make any damn difference.
Nope.
If you're having fun doing it, then, that's fine. Might even serve a purpose. I doubt it, but maybe it does.
Well, the only reason why it got revived and went back in is because David Alavillone jumped in. And so, this was the guy right here. I mean, personally, we gotta wait till it finds a... Oh, yeah. This was quite a fucking thread. Where did he start in it? I've seen a lot of it. 2 days later, nothing. It's all been made up. Oh, yeah, this is it. Here, check this out. Holy fuck, this fucking asshole. This guy was hired by Kevin Eastman to do both of those books, the creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? And I had dinner with the artist, okay? After a convention. It was the same convention I met James O'Barr in person, had a conversation with him, the creator of The Crow.
Yep.
Okay, that weekend I got invited out to dinner to him, the artist that did both of those books. He did some art for a beer at a brewery, and they were doing a soft release, and I got to go over and get an empty can and try the beer before it was released to the public. It was cool. It was like a little pub type of place, but yeah. Here, let me see. I'll go in here to share screen to show you what these. I mean, like you said, I know that you're not into the fighting or whatever, and usually I'm not, like I said, but here, this guy right here, David Alavillone, here's Renfremus. You said you'd seen it, though. Just show me one thing you saw. This was the original tweet that started it. The person blocked me, originally brought it in, but if you just read mine, it's like it was planted, utilized, and we were talking about the fucking Stormfront fucking thing, and they were trying to drag fucking Dan Fraga into it. They were trying to draw out all kinds of shit, and here I'm saying she's been proven a liar many times, never apologized. We have an archive full of it, of how full of it she is. And then so they said something.
Is that still Viacom? Who owns that freaking thing right now? Who are we even talking about?
Oh,
I mean, I barely know because Turtles, man. I don't care. But
Turtles is IDW. Turtles is IDW, but Eastman owns it. He owns the rights to it. And
I thought Eastman's. I don't know.
Well, because it was an independent success.
No,
I think he owns it, and then Laird kind of got pushed out because they had a fallout, and then he replaced.
Laird wound up with it. He sold everything to Viacom.
Because I know Eastman's credited as the creator of it. Well, they were yeah, I wonder.
I don't know. Something I vaguely remember from back when I used to pay attention to shit.
Eastman's the one who's going to all the conventions and everything and has all the money and all that, unless Laird is also very well off, but I don't know. I was thinking he just disappeared. I was wondering why. I wonder how he's doing. You don't ever hear or see anything about him going to shows or doing anything, so I don't know. But I put here, I'd like to see what's up with him. But I replied to this, even though they blocked me and you can't see. I put, it's true. I've seen a lot of it, because they were arguing that she's not a liar. So I put, it's true. I've seen a lot of it, a lot live streamed too on the subject of her being a liar. Okay, is what I was replying to. In addition, she harassed Peter Simeti for a whole year, emails, DMs for no reason other than intimidate and try to make him quit publishing. She's a POS. And so they took this, show me one of the emails or DMs I sent Peter Simeti, just one, she says. So what they did was they twisted this, and for 28 hours they tried to say that by me saying it's true, I've seen a lot of it, a lot live streamed too on the subject, that I was saying I have the DMs and the emails. Like, no, you fucking dummies. I was replying to them saying that I've seen a lot of her lying and a lot live streamed too on the subject of her lying, like up above here. In addition, a new subject, she harassed Peter Simeti for a whole year, emails, DMs. No, so that's why she's a piece of shit, and that was their angle. We went into everything. The police report fucking showed people they were still being dumb. So we went through all that. I'm not going to get into all that. This guy here comes in today, like 6 hours ago, before the stream, okay? So it was a few hours before the stream, popped in, okay? Brought it back up. 2 days later and nothing. Almost like it's all made up. So here's the guy. 8K followers, freelance film, comic books, and pro-choice activism. A real fucking piece of work.
Twitter's barely virtual, let alone reality. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The devil doesn't need advocates right now. Made sure that everybody knows he's a he, him. And then, let's see here. Because you could look at his picture and it would be, I suppose it could be in question. I don't know. I don't know what if he's even considered human. He should probably put that classification next to it to make sure that he has been confirmed a human being and human DNA. Okay, so I put, he said 2 days later and nothing, almost like it's all made up. And we squashed all this yesterday. I already cleared up. We went over the thing. I told her my point of view. We were good. And then he brought it up again. And I said, oh, sorry, here you go. How's Drawing Blood going? So this was 6 hours. I want to say this was 2 minutes after he posted. Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Just let it go, Ryan.
Yeah,
it's 28 hours you'll never get back arguing with those idiots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't spend it straight, but yeah, they were pretty relentless. But anyway, yeah.
Seen it all, man. Seen it all. Seen every conflicting, contradictory viewpoint and exchange possible on Twitter already.
Yep. You could have had all that. You could have had all the screenshots in the world proving her guilt, and it wouldn't have mattered. They would have twisted it into another direction.
Talk about it. Receipts, DMs. Who cares?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Well, with him, it wasn't even so much the argument. I just slammed on him. I told him, "Where's Peter Laird? You're the guy they replaced him with." I was like, and I tagged Eastman and said, "Hey, Kevin, can you come get your writer? He seems to have fallen off your coattails." Was one of the tweets. I was just dunking on him left and right. So that's all that shit was about. I was just having fun at that point because it was already over. He missed it. Like, we finished it yesterday.
Right.
That was the funny part about it. He came in a day later trying to bring it back up. So I don't know. So I just fucked with him, and Pan wanted to get in on it too. He's a big Turtles fan. He was like, "Fucking block me. Tell him not to unblock me." And I was like, "I'll try, man." But he's a big. I can tell he's a big puss. He's not gonna fucking unblock you. I was like, so I said that. That was a tweet that I said, and then I made another tweet. I think I said, "Can you unblock the War Dong?" I was like, he feels like he's not like his right to inclusion is not being met. I was like, and he would appreciate to be able to participate, but he didn't. I don't think he unblocked Pan, so I tried.
Yep.
I tried.
Just Twitter, dude. Doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yeah, it's definitely not a big deal. But yeah, so that's happened. But yeah, it inspired me. I've got this video I wanted to do as well. She called a bunch of Comicsgate grift. she said that there's a couple of guys that are making money, but the other guys that aren't making money are just are doing poor, aren't making a lot of money, are doing poor books and trying to put out as many books as they can until the grift wears off. And so that inspired me, because I'm like, well, you know, if we're going to be labeled grifters and you know, not be able to refute it or fight it in any way, you may as well just fucking embrace it and be the best fucking grifter you can be. You may as well be like the king of the grifters is what you need to be if it's gonna be like that. So I made this video just for fun today. It's just an opportunity to work on my video editing, which I'm self-taught. So we get this is the campaign trailer for King of the Grifters. This is the well, yeah, just go ahead and watch it and tell me what you guys think for Haven Saints 8, okay? How was that, guys?
I don't think I endorse that message.
But I mean, yeah, and I'm thinking that no, now hear me out. Now I'm thinking that if we can get people to turn off their brains and then turn on their wallets, I mean, essentially the money's just going to flow, right? There won't be anything in the way. There will be no there'll be they won't have to make any decisions. It'll be automatic. Yep.
I don't know if that works for comics. I think that works for women and porn, but I mean, I wish you luck.
The brains are always getting in the way of everything.
Yeah.
That's not the route I'd go.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, yeah, the slogan is definitely subject to change. I mean, I can work on it a little bit.
Change it to private.
King of the Grift. Griftergate 2020. Yeah. So I've been playing around with some stuff like that. I did some other little videos and shit. Oh, I've got the trailer for the comic book. I didn't show you guys. You guys want to see that? That's a legit trailer. I didn't do this. Actually, my childhood friend, we grew up together. We've been friends since middle school, and he got a job at Fox News doing commercials. He shoots, and he's their lead video editor, so he's been doing it for like 20 fucking years. And he does freelance on the side and stuff, and I got him to do this as a favor, so I think he did it for a bucket of KFC dinner that we shared while we were doing it, and a free t-shirt. I gave him a Mammoth Monk t-shirt, and he was really happy with it, so. Yep. Yeah, so here, I'll share my screen, I'll show you guys that. That's actually something, so. Not like what I did, which is not actually something. Alright, we'll load it up here. There it is.
FOR agents apprehended 8 people today following the investigation of an event anomaly.
Responsible party has been held at the FOR U.S. compound for questioning.
Inside sources say they claim to be divine appointed heroes sent by angels to prevent the apocalypse that they witness 500 years from now.
500 years from now, in the year 2525. Hope they throw away the key on this group from Crazy Town.
Ultra Ghost reporting for duty.
Name's Dix. I'm AI. What's your malfunction, chump?
This is Ultra Ghost. I need some muscle down here.
I will not fail you, Master Gigaru.
Yeah, so that's that. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah,
pretty
man,
much
that
for the
was
trailer.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan's a very talented guy. I think we can bang that out in a weekend. You know, if I have more artwork, there's always more that can be done. But I'm gonna go with that again. I launched last year and didn't hit goal. I made $1,400, I think, with that trailer. And we were giving away free books to Last Chance College kids too. We had a nonprofit connected with it. Just didn't have the following, man. Wasn't able to get it. You know, that's what it is. Yep. But we're gonna launch again. I haven't given up. We're gonna go bigger and better. I'm gonna get a bigger art package to show up front, and so get a lot more. We've got a letter endorsement from Ed Greenwood, who read all 4 issues. So we have a guarantee for our backers. You're getting a quality story from somebody who arguably is the most influential fantasy writer of the 20th century to current. I want to say that nobody has written more professional words than him in the 20th century to now. Be hard pressed to find someone who's written more words than him published work. Stan Lee's probably had more works published in the sci-fi fantasy genre, but more words because Ed Greenwood's published 70 novels solo. I think he said live stream when I had him on my show. He's done a bunch more that he co-wrote. He's had 300 source books published for TSR and Wizards of the Coast. He also worked for Marvel and DC, did Dungeons and Dragons and science fiction comics, and edited and worked at IDW. And he's a Hall of Fame, or what is it? No, he's an award-winning writer, and also in Gamers Choice Hall of Fame. And there's another company in Hall of Fame. So he wrote me a beautiful letter that I cried. I'm not a pussy, but I cried when I read it. He's my childhood hero as a writer, man. He compared Hayward Saints 8 to a masterpiece and to a symphony. And that's what I was going for. I wanted it to be written in a way that's something that just that you'd fall into, and that was just this beautiful immersive story into good and evil, leading to world destruction and 8 heroes who lost and banged elbows together and made mistakes and recovered and led into the final conflict in an ongoing series. So the evil's not defeated, so we're going to do more after. It's an origin, and we're designing, and I've got more issues plotted out after. So yeah, guarantee on the story, and then you're going to get to see all the artwork and all the covers. We're going to show everything. We're going to have our dick hanging right out for you if you want to back the book. We're not going to hold anything back. We're going to show you everything we got, and then so that you know you're going to get a good book if you back us. So
good deal, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yep. Sounds like you got a plan, and sounds like you're ambitious. All you got to do is pull it off.
Yeah, that's right. All I need.
Yep.
All I need is your money.
Right.
Hey, Ryan, wrench me.
Yeah.
He says wrench me. Honestly, dude, I've never given anybody. I wouldn't even know how. What do I do? I have to click on your name, put user in timeout, or block user. No, that's not going to do it. So other than that, I'm stumped, man. I don't know what to do.
I got to drop, Ryan. Thanks
right.
for having me on. Yeah, good luck with everything.
Thanks, Steve. Hey, I appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks, Steve, man.
All
Appreciate it.
My man.
Yep. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Catch you later, dude.
Okay. I don't do.
Have a good one, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, I got to get rolling here in a few minutes, too, Ryan.
All right, cool. Hey, that's no problem, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys' time. Thanks for coming by and talking with me. I went through everything that I wanted to talk about. I probably talked a little too much. I have to hold back, man. And plus, I didn't have anything to drink, so I wanted to go into this sober because I was really happy to get to meet you guys. I was looking forward to it, and so I opted to do it without a drink. And so I really need a fucking beer right now, I think.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man. We'll do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again. I'm streaming Monday. I think Rick Bonilla's coming on, the guy who did those, actually the artwork that's behind us right now on the screen.
Okay.
That Kerr the Nexus, he's the artist that did the pencils and the inks for this, and he's looking for Comicsgate work. He's doing a piece for me for my campaign. That's going to be a fun poster piece. I think I'm going to add it into the campaign, but it's because I thought it was so stupid and funny with the Grifter Gate. We're gonna do me as a creator as King of the Grifters, and he's gonna do a special apocalypse piece. It's gonna be for fun. And what I'm thinking is we'll do it just as a parody poster, and then we're gonna offer a tier where people can pay to be added in as extras into the scene. So you
nice.
can be either like a soldier guarding in this like wasteland, or there's gonna be like a throne in like this small kingdom with piles of skulls everywhere. And we're the last one standing, the Comicsgaters, and so you'll be able to pay, and Rick will draw you into the scene. You'll be a part of the poster.
Yeah, that sounds cool, dude.
Yeah. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll know. He'll be there Monday. I'll know more about my schedule Saturday, what I got going on next week, and I'll let you know if I can stop by.
All right, that's cool.
Monday. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all good, man. Thank you so much. This has been great, and thanks for getting Steve in here.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. It's an honor to meet you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. No problem.
I wouldn't
I'll
be
catch you
here
around,
if it
dude.
was. All right, no problem. Yeah,
Go
I just
ahead.
wanted to.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, guys like you and the guys in Warcampaign who've been around since the beginning and stuff. Like, thank you, because like this would, I want to say that this wouldn't be here if everybody wouldn't have put their time and work in. Every little bit contributed to what Comicsgate is now. So even me joining late, like I appreciate that. It takes a lot of time and dedication, and so I want to have the same going forward from here forward to honor it. You know what I mean? I care about it. So thank you.
Absolutely, man.
All right, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Catch you around, Ryan.
All right, we'll catch you around, right?
Later, dude.
See you, dude. All right, yeah, we're gonna call it right there. You guys all have a good night. I appreciate you guys coming into the chat. I know we were shooting the shit and we might have missed parts of the chat. I tried to show as many comments as I could. I'll get better at that, but I was actually looking forward to meeting these fellas, so I was focusing on that. But thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. And so we're going to be streaming, I think, Monday with Rick Bonilla. As I said, I'll just give you guys a quick peek of it real quick. We went into it, but we kind of skipped through that part of it. But Rick Bonilla was the one that did Cur of the Nexus. So here, I'll dig into this real quick and show you his artwork. Let's see, share screen. Okay, so this is the fella that's going to be in. He worked over at Image Comics on Atomic Mike. He didn't do this artwork. This was Art Gutierrez who did this cover image. But he did this line work right here. I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see the expression. I'll wait for it to clear. So yeah, so he did this. That expression was beautiful. But yeah, he's a talented artist. I mean, he's done some pinups for us too. And so he's great. But he worked over at Image on Atomic Mike. That was what he did. So we'll be talking with him Monday. He's excited. He loves Comicsgate. He's a member. He's very new, like myself. But I'm going to get him a piece on my project because I know he wants in, and he wants to work for Comicsgate. He wants to do artwork, and he's very talented. He's retired now. He's grandfather, an older guy. Hey. Yeah, I mean, maybe another time. Like, this is the end of the stream, and it's late. I got some stuff going on, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. I mean, it's what it is, and I won't talk about any of it now. We'll just wait, because I'm not here to talk about people. We had an exchange, but honestly, I don't take it personally. But I'm always happy to talk if we want to, and I'm happy to talk about my side of it. If he feels like he has to do that, I would never deny anybody that to speak their mind or say their piece. So, all right, and so we'll do another time. I'll have Rick on Monday. He's a good dude and he's a nice guy. So I don't know. We'll just figure something out. Maybe everybody does the Discord or whatever. If someone wants to talk, I'm right on. I've never blocked anybody in my life, so everybody's wide open and can contact me and DM freely. And I don't see myself doing it anytime soon. So everybody's allowed to have their piece and say their piece. So, all right. So thanks for joining me, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. It was nice having you guys here, and so I'll catch you on Monday. And hopefully soon I'll have some more art to show too, because I've got people working. So we're getting pretty close, and we're working on our pages for CG Jumpstart, but we're going to submit. So we're going to be doing that. So yeah, we've got some stuff coming in. So we'll catch you guys later. Bye.